Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. That voice you hear is junior broadcaster Mason, Carmichael Mason in studio, Jason Ross, Jay Mars. We're at Full Strength Plus today.
That's right.
How are you? Good morning. You. I know how he is.
I'm good. I know, we were discussing things before you came back in.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Were you telling him all the trade secrets?
No, we were getting prepared for some things that were coming from you, I think.
Coming from me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's a secret. I'm going to surprise him with all kinds of stuff today. We were quizzing on the way in because, you know, kids generally not up at 5:30, 5 a.m.
Right.
So I had to make sure, I got my coffee. I went to go make him some hot chocolate because, no coffee. And, of course, my daughter, put the box of hot chocolate back in the cabinet probably in January. And so I pull it out to make him some hot chocolate, nothing. So he's got AM PM hot chocolate today. And then got to do some brain stuff to wake the head up, and get ready to go so you can be on the. So I tell him this isn't a job where you can just roll in and be sleepy for an hour or two. You got to be ready to go
for sure.
And so we decided to go over. I decided to quiz him a little bit on what he's been learning about the presidents.
Oh,
because as you guys know, I've been forcing these kids to watch.
Forcing.
Well, I mean,
Doesn't your mom watch better
correct.
TV?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Your mom watches better TV.
I mean, she watches different TV.
Which TV do you prefer? If you had two TVs set up and your dad's watching what he generally watches and your mom watches what she's generally watching, which room are you going in?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Like if I'm like sleepy or whatever and I'm like kind of tired, I would watch what my mom's watching because I don't know, it's kind of
because you don't have to think, right?
Yeah. Kind of. But if I'm like kind of in a attentive mood, I would watch what my dad watches. I think
I think that's a good answer.
Okay.
I feel like this was a training before the show.
I promise it wasn't. I promise. I get why you feel that way, but no, we didn't go over this one.
Those answers sound very canned.
How would you? There's no wrong answer here. How would you describe mommy's menu of shows that she watches generally?
It's stuff that grabs your attention, obviously. I wouldn't say it's like bad. Some of it isn't bad, but it's just kind of, I don't know, it's like brain candy or whatever. It's kind of like it like stimulates your mind.
Oh,
okay. Your mother's stuff stimulates your mind, like dirty butts.
Wow. I mean, now that I put it that way, it's kind of not true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to lead you. I would say melt your mind, but that's okay.
I would just say it's stimulating.
Yeah.
Not really for my mind.
And then what about the stuff I have you guys watch? Because here's one. Who has control of the TV more, would you say, your mother or your father?
Mother.
See how quick that was?
Yeah.
And so when it's dad's turn to pick the viewing, how would you describe that stuff?
Well, it's either like popular series like Star Wars or like Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's like some like documentary of some sort.
Educational stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. I know. Oh, by the way, can you name who this person is? Play that again, would you? I know.
Is that Papa? How did you get that?
It was natural. It wasn't a lot of work.
It wasn't. I called him one time on the air a couple weeks ago to ask him. It was because Jason wants Pop and I to go to. Actually, you should go too, but you got school. but to go to a Florida State game together. You know what I'm saying? And so,
And a road trip overall.
yeah, road trip. And there's a weekend this winter where Florida State plays, isn't it Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 49ers play Jacksonville that same weekend. So it's a Saturday, Sunday. It's perfect. And then so I called Pop-Up up to see how, and Pop-Up does not like to come on the radio. I mean, I think he kind of does, but
Well, what was the noise he made when you told him?
yeah. I said, hey, you're on the radio. And I just actually think it's great that he was able to pick up
Right
his
away.
grandfather's
No
voice.
hesitation.
Mason, has he made that noise at you before?
Like a couple times. It's just like the raspiness.
The default. So now you're in here. You're going into what grade?
Ninth.
Ninth. That means you're gonna be a freshman.
Yes.
You nervous about high school?
I'm not nervous. I just don't want to go into high school.
You don't want to go into high school?
No,
Why not?
because it's harder.
That's
Well,
a good point.
You have both kids get summertime projects, which I don't remember getting that.
No.
Like from school or
Yeah, like legit, their teachers
No.
from the following year give them.
How do you have that going into high school?
They because their school is isn't it
Connected?
Is 7th to 12th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's all one. So then the teachers that they get the following year assign them homework for the summer.
Boo.
Yeah.
This is what makes kids hate school, by the
Yeah.
way, teachers. If you're trying to get kids to enjoy their educational experience, probably not a great idea.
No.
Summer break.
Summer
Break, vacation.
And then school starts what, next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Mason, you tell your teachers when you see them next week, we said they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna do that?
It's a good way to introduce yourself.
Hey, you suck.
You'll get noticed.
I can mutter it under my breath.
Now, what were you assigned over the summer?
It was like an English assignment, and there was a geography assignment.
And you finished those when?
I'll probably finish it, like the English one, by the end of this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What about the geography one?
Well, I think that one's pretty easy. I haven't started it, but it's geography, so I think it's probably wouldn't take that long.
Do you think it's a good idea maybe to check to see if it's pretty hard? You just said that high school's harder,
Yeah.
but now you don't know how hard this is. You're going to leave that until Tuesday?
Well, they handed out like a packet at the end of the year,
Yeah.
and it didn't look too intimidating to me.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I don't know.
Just remember, what did we say? Sunday.
Yes.
What happened Sunday?
I don't know what happened Sunday.
What happens to your phone on Sunday?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I forgot.
We're confiscating everything Sunday.
Yeah.
So you guys go to bed on early hours. You're not going to be able to be, up till midnight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Do you now?
This
Okay.
just got serious and dark.
Yeah. And no, cool. Because all this dude does is, at night he plays soccer cars.
So do you.
Well,
I do not.
Hmm.
I most certainly do not. Have you ever seen that game? I have no idea. It's cars kicking a soccer ball.
Cool.
You're not playing Candy Crush or anything, right?
Candy Crush.
Slots.
I've never played Candy
Slots.
Crush.
Oh, that's
in
right.
my
You
life.
play slots. You're a gambler.
I do play slots. I had actually a pretty good morning this morning. By the way, it's been a rough week.
I learned a term last night called VC, virtual currency. Are you into that?
I don't even know what that is. I truly don't know what that is.
Basically, where you spend money on your slot games and stuff.
I mean, have I spent real life money to get coins on my slot game? Maybe, not a lot. Nothing like my wife who spends money on her solitaire
Way
game.
to drag her into
Just saying. All right. So he was nervous, this guy, about what we're going to talk about today. He already has a question. I said, we're going to have Sam Amick on today.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, ask Sam a question. I threw out a couple, and his response was, well, I don't want to ask him something he always gets asked.
Oh,
So what's your question for you? Surprised, or are you okay saying what your question is?
well, if people hear it now,
Yeah.
most of those people probably aren't going to be here for the interview.
Kid already understands.
how does he know
better
the
than
business
I.
better than you?
Yeah, he already understands better than I. Audience is coming in and out, by the way. By the way, we just got our ratings in yesterday. I think Daddy's going to keep his job for a little while longer. So there's that. Yeah, we did pretty good. Thanks to everybody there. We're going to talk about the Giants. He did request less baseball talk.
Why?
Well, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that?
I was just saying that you guys probably wouldn't have that much baseball.
That much baseball?
It's not really a you guys thing.
Yeah, guy doesn't like to talk a lot about baseball either. But
I was just assuming based off of your preference.
Don't assume. All right. Well, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to hang out, the four of us. We're going to have a fun Thursday show. I'm off tomorrow.
That's right.
So you
your
guys,
birthday.
Yeah, I'm missing Friday Fun and Games. I'm kind of sad about that. Not gonna lie. I'm a little. You already know what you're going to do.
Can't say.
Okay. Well, see, that's a tease.
Probably the most fun we've ever had.
Coming up next, it's Giants. It's a no, and we got NFL preseason. We'll lead it all off right after this.
Need the latest on your Kings?
And Nerlens, in all fairness, I mean, he can protect the basket. Very unselfish player.
Looking for the freshest scoop on the Niners?
Trey Lance not being on the roster is an option for them. Why else would they have 4 quarterbacks around? But I don't think it's the most likely.
Want to find out the latest on the MLB playoff race?
I think Bailey has kind of been the glue to put this all together because you got to have an elite catcher to make a run at a late playoff push.
For all that and more, check out SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Byers Leaf Guard Gutter System and Roofing.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Thursday. Pleasant start to the day thanks to a bit of that Delta breeze. For the afternoon, we'll enjoy mostly sunny skies with light winds and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Wildfires can easily engulf vulnerable homes. Safeguard yours with the Byers Fire Protection Package. Our one-piece seamless leaf guard gutters, roof shingles, vent covers, and more will help prevent disasters when wildfires hit. Learn more about fire hardening your home at thatsbyers.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a miscommunication there, Jay Mars. When you said I got it, I thought you meant you were going to. Okay. Oh, righty then.
Go ahead, run in scoring position. And Mustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Mustakas.
The Moose, Mike Mustakas with the 3-run jack, part of a 4-run inning. And Jason, I was watching this game kind of out of the corner of my eye, and at one point it was 1-0 Giants. Shohei Ohtani had gone 6 innings, allowing 1 run unearned, and I'm looking at it, I go, this might be the straw that breaks his back. If he ends up putting out 7-8 innings. Right. They lose 1-0. The offense can't get him anything, and
himself included,
right? And then they end up losing this game. This is one of those things that actually might bring him to tears. And then what happens? That was literally in the break between the top and bottom of the 6th.
Yeah.
And then of course they put up a 4 spot in the 6th. They end up winning 4-1. 4 runs on just 4 hits. Giants actually out hit them. 2 errors. For the Angels. Shohei Ohtani did have a couple of walks. One of those runs he scored, and he goes 6 innings, 6 runners, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, a 3.17 ERA, and he gets his 10th win of the season. And former super prospect Tristan Beck out of Stanford did not have a great outing. The Giants lose, and here we are.
Yeah, what happened here to the Giants? Remember the A's couldn't win. And they win both when they played the Giants. The Angels weren't winning at all. Now they've won a couple in a row. What's going on, Giants?
Are the Giants baseball's Robitussin?
For these two teams, they are right now.
Mason, is Shohei Ohtani the greatest baseball player to ever play?
Ever is a very bold statement.
That's
but
correct.
If you were to say he was, I wouldn't say you're wrong.
That's a good answer, dude.
Sounds like you.
He really does. Yeah, I'm surprised Jay is not pounding the glass right now. That is a very good non-answer answer, pal. I appreciate that. Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
That's what I said.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting in, he's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
In just his second start for the Phillies, Lorenzen goes, no.
Yeah, wasn't it? I don't think he'd ever been scoreless through 7. Had barely pitched ever into the 9th, and here he is throwing a no-hitter. Pretty spectacular.
Trey Turner, by the way, 2 for 4. It's 500 on the day.
Yeah.
Following that story a little bit. Now look at the Phillies at 63 and 52. I've never felt anything for a Philadelphia team of any kind whatsoever,
except for this one.
You know, they've won 7 of 10.
Yeah.
I love the standing ovation for Trey Turner. I find myself rooting for. I have no reason to root.
I
for
don't know
this
what
team.
happened to them in Philly. I'm kind of concerned.
I'm a little like,
Yeah.
are they just getting? Are they getting older?
Yeah.
Their old age. Are they starting to get a little bit softer? It's a no-hitter for Michael Lorenzen, and that is a big deal. However, the Philadelphia Phillies still 10.5 off of the Atlanta Braves. They're not touching that division, but they do pass the San Francisco Giants for the top spot in the wild card. They're a full 3.5 games safe in the wild card race, along with the Giants and the Florida Marlins, the Cubs, and the Reds just a half game out. So that's going to be a very interesting road towards the end. Just real quick, because it's actually good, buddy, to have Mason, to have you in, because baseball, basketball, football, or other, where do you rank baseball when it comes to your favorite sports to watch?
To watch, I'd say basketball first, like football second.
Yeah. Now you have soccer, golf, mixed martial arts. I mean, you don't have to say baseball's third if you don't want to.
I'd say soccer third,
Uh-huh.
and like curling fourth, and then like baseball.
And then baseball. So you're not really into baseball. That's okay.
I could watch it. I like watching it live, like if you're actually there. I think it's fun.
Like when we went to the Seattle game, you enjoyed that.
Yeah. But if you're watching it on TV, it's just, I don't know. I couldn't watch the whole game.
Is boring? Is it because it's boring? No, I'm asking. It's okay.
A little bit.
It's interesting because he's 14. He'll be 15 in October.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason, for you and me, this was prime baseball.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was when we were. I mean, I was Will Clarking, and you were
Don Mattingly,
and your cousin,
Greg Nettles,
Nettles, and all that. Like this was baseball was everything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean there aren't kids out there that love baseball
Sure.
that are 14, 15. But I see this from his friends. Do you have any of your friends that you know of into baseball?
Not really, but I will say it's gotten more entertaining recently than like, I don't know, in like the 2010s or whatever. I think.
Do you know why? I mean, do you have a thought as to why it got more entertaining?
Well, there's like pitch clock for one, and there's like a bunch of players that are coming in that are pretty entertaining.
Yeah, see, he points out like Ellie De La Cruz, Ohtani, all those guys.
Good.
But I do think we don't like Mookie Betts, so he's a Dodger, right?
I don't hate him.
That's one for Jay.
We'll deal with that at the break. But yeah, the pitch clock, I think that's a direct hat tip to the younger generation. And again, we talk about this all the time, and here's one in the flesh. It's just they don't have the attention span's not there. Not in a bad way. It's just everything's TikTok and YouTube and soccer cars, and then baseball comes along. It's like
soccer cars.
Yeah, soccer cars. All right. Well, there you go there. In the meantime, how about cut number 3?
Cut number 3.
Now at a 3rd and 10, 3 seconds left. Jones will give it to Stevenson. He started right. He runs it up the middle, hit by Chandler. Jones slips and hit across the 45 with a stiff arm. Off the tackle at the 40. He lost the football. And Jacoby Myers picks it up. He circles back and he throws it across the field. Jones is picked up by Chandler Jones. He breaks away to the 30. He runs to the 20. He runs to the 10. He runs to the end zone. Unreal. Touchdown. Raiders. Good night. This might be one of the dumbest teams I've ever seen.
And a victory for Las Vegas.
Now, if that broadcaster was broadcasting for the Orioles, he would have been instantly fired.
Might have been shot.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Might have been taken out back. That might have been Old Yellard.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know that call. We have preseason starts in earnest tonight. Yeah, we had the Hall of Fame game, but now we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I believe no Monday game. Sorry. Thursday, that's tonight. We start out Texans, Patriots.
That's why I played that highlight.
Yeah.
The Patriots are playing tonight.
Classic.
It's literally, I think, the only highlight from the Patriots season last year.
I think you're right. Patriots, by the way, have not lost a game yet this season.
Good point.
Texans, Patriots tonight, 4 p.m., 7 p.m., Vikings, Seahawks. In both games, Houston, the road team, favored by 3.5 over the Patriots. Seahawks favored by 3.5 over the Vikings. I bring that up only because how in the HE double hockey sticks do you go, well, Houston's at New England. Okay, we're going to make Houston the favorite by 3.5. And yes, I understand the way the money works, but is the amount of thought that well, I think Houston's going to play their first string a lot more.
I think it's more you just don't pay attention to second and third string Patriot Texans roster moves. Yeah, maybe do a little more digging and homework.
It'll be interesting, I guess, to watch for a couple of minutes. There's there's another 6 games, 7 games on Friday, 3 games, 7 games on Saturday, and then Sunday. That's the big one for all of us. Chiefs, Saints, and Niners, Raiders in Vegas. Niners favored by 4.
What does Vegas know?
I think they know that Trey Lance and or Sam Darnold are going to play much of the game, and could both be starting caliber NFL quarterbacks.
Something to watch.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, hey, it's more baseball, pal. Safe or out? 3 questions, 3 answers, baseball specific. Michael Lorenzen's no. The Giants finish out their roadie, and Shohei Ohtani yet again did something for the first time ever. We'll talk about this next.
How many national TV games will the Kings have this season? Will the Beam Team get the respect and schedule they've earned? When the NBA schedule drops, we've got you covered on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th with Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical pool, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park 2. Brought to you by Shane Company, Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning, and the United States Marines.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Staples has big savings on everything you need for back to school or stocking up the office. Save on all your school essentials from notebooks to markers. Save on everything you need for travel, like luggage, portable tech, and travel-size personal items. Plus, save on signs, banners, and posters from Staples Print and Marketing Services. And now at Staples, you can save even more with 50% back in rewards on your print order. Get everything for the office and the classroom for less at Staples. Ends 8/12. Rewards members only. Rewards redeemable in-store only. See associate for details.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer. Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting in, he's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the Athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right. Hey, don't forget, Sam Amick's going to join us today at 8 a.m. to just kind of hang out and give us an update on the offseason, if you will, the slow time for the NBA, but there's still questions out there coming up in a few, top of the hour, we'll say. Ron Rivera walking back his comments better at the enemy.
Moonwalking.
Stepped in it a little bit. In the meantime, it's Jay Mars with a Thursday edition of Safe or Out.
Michael Lorenzen threw a no-hitter in his first home appearance for the Phillies. Safe or out, this is the best way to make a first impression in a city like Philadelphia.
I'm going to say out.
Okay.
I think if he were to arrive in Philadelphia and have a press conference and immediately announce that he's giving his entire 2024 salary to local charities.
Nope.
Boo. That would be better.
He's getting booed.
Yeah.
He's getting booed.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Michael Lorenzen announces in his first press conference that he is going to, every Sunday, pay for everybody's cheesesteaks at Geno's for the remainder of the season.
That's getting cheered.
That's getting cheered.
Yeah, but some are going to say, what's the other place? Is Geno's,
it's Geno's. And kind of, the only
half booze.
You want to know what's sad is here's how I try to remember cheesesteak places is I think of the Motown Philly video for Boys to Men because they were out in front of a bunch of cheesesteak places. And I know Geno's was one, and I think there were 2 others. You're giving me a look, but go watch the video. That's how I access Philadelphia cheesesteaks places is through the lens of Boys to Men. And then finally, I would say this. This is why I say out, because I can come with multiple ways. If somebody in the middle of this, right by the Liberty Bell, was about to shoot a baby, and he jumped in front of the baby, was like, no.
Okay.
And he took one off his necklace, his friendship necklace, and it bounced off.
And hit the baby.
Real talk.
And hit the bell and decracked it.
What's getting him more cheers, that or throwing a no-no? It's Philly.
Yeah, throwing a no-no.
Okay.
You're asking specifically throwing a no-no or saving a baby from getting
in Philadelphia. All right, the no-no is getting cheered more.
They're in a pennant race.
What if throwing the no-no saves the baby?
Well, there you go.
Okay. All right, Jason.
Would it have been better if his first start was like the exact opposite? He gave up 100 runs, but then his next game,
is that called a hit?
Yes.
First start, he gives up 100 runs, and then his next game, they give him a standing ovation
to cheer him up, like the Trey Turner.
And he throws a no-no.
Then it's like, yeah,
also,
we did it.
Yeah, we all did it as a city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
And, by the way, the answer is out. The best way for him is there a better way for him to introduce himself? Yeah, throw a perfect game.
I was just going to say perfect game's the only other way, right?
Mason?
So second best.
I don't even know how this works.
Okay, that's good. You say safe if you agree, and out if you disagree. Then you say why.
Oh, what was the question?
Oh, we'll start with question 2. Okay. All right.
Safe or out?
That's usually how my kids are. What did you say?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
Again, I think it's genetic.
It really is.
The Giants finished a road trip against the A's and Angels 1-4. Safe or out? This means the Giants are getting ready to win at least 7 of their next 10.
I mean, the reason why he's asking this question is simple, because this team is starting to mirror the Kings of 2 years ago. They win 7 in a row, they lose 7 in a row, they win 7, they lose 7. Just for fun, so we can give a semi-educated answer, fellows and fellettes. Let's look at the schedule coming up for the Giants. Okay, so we've got the Rangers for 3, Tampa Bay for 3, Atlanta for 3, and the having won 7 of 10 Phillies for 3. Atlanta for 3 after that.
Oh, they're in trouble.
15.
Okay, I'm going to say something. They're 100%
Yes, right?
winning like 7 of 9 because they have no business
They're
doing
winning 2-1 games in the bottom of the ninth.
Absolutely. There's no reason they should win 2 of their next 15. 3, maybe 3 or 4. But this stupid team, this Jekyll and Hyde team, no, watch. They're going to end up winning 7 of 10.
I'm going down that road. They're going to have trouble. This is the schedule.
They should.
Brutal. They're too good. Those teams, they're in trouble.
Yo, that is brutal.
Yeah. 2 different series with the Braves. The Braves score like 8 runs a night.
Oh, my God.
This 15-game stretch, like, realistically speaking, but again, it's the Giants, so who knows, like, could take them out of the wild card.
Their last 12 games are they got a 2 spot with Arizona, who's flailing a little bit, but still has been right there.
Yeah.
And then they finish 4 at LA, 3 at home versus the Padres, 3 at home versus LA.
Are both of those against the Dodgers, or one of those? They're not. One of those isn't against the Angels.
Oh
right?
no, Dodgers. Sorry, they're all against the Dodgers. Yeah, to finish out. God, at this point, can I give you a better one, dude? Can I let's see, you already got one here. That's fine. Let me give you a bonus one, fellas, because I am honestly curious as to where you stand on this. Safe or out, the San Francisco Giants are currently a wild card team. They're a wild card team by 2.5 games. Based on what we just saw, the San Francisco Giants will miss the playoffs this year. Safe or out?
Safe.
Out.
I'm with Jason. I really am, and I'm not just being me. Like, for real. Like, that is brutal. They needed to have a much bigger lead by this point, too. But again, who knows? They win 14 in a row. Stupid team. Mason, safe or out?
I'm going to say out.
Yeah? Add a babe. Number 3. I agree.
Safe or out?
Last night, Shohei Ohtani became the first player in MLB history to record 40 home runs and 10 wins as a pitcher in the same season. Safe or out? We're watching the greatest individual season performance in MLB history.
The problem is that we have to find a way to, there almost has to be a different way to describe it, because first off, safe, big capital SAFE. However, it's almost like we're watching the most unique or best all around. I don't know, because honestly, what Shohei Ohtani's doing this year, is that better than Barry's 73? Is it better when Barry was getting walked with the bases loaded on a semi-regular basis? Is it better than when what did he have, like some crazy on-base streak? Like, you know what I'm talking about. The year where Barry just didn't get out, like, ever. Well, he didn't pitch at all. So I can't compare it to Shohei Ohtani, but
I don't think Barry would have pitched as well.
I don't think he would have either, but was Barry Bonds' offensive season that much better than Ohtani's offensive season to make up for the pitching? I don't think so. I'm going to say this is the most impressive, but we've got to find a better way to describe it somehow.
Yeah, there is no comparison, right? In a sense of, because when someone's doing 2 things like that and both so well,
right?
No one else is even, very few have ever attempted it. So, and when he's doing it this well, of course it feels like it's the best. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think there's been better individual pitchers that have had dominant seasons that no one else has ever been able to pull off, and Shohei's not doing that. And there's been better individual hitters.
Like, I believe he has the best, or hitters are hitting the worst against Ohtani this year, average speaking.
Yeah.
Like, they what, 165 against him? That's ridiculous.
But I want to give you an example as to why this is such a crazy philosophical question. Are we watching, what is the question here? The greatest individuals. Okay. Most amazing, great, whatever you want to put on it. Okay. Because of the way that's described, let me ask you guys this. Which is more amazing? Shohei Ohtani hitting 40, Shohei Ohtani doing what he's doing on the mound with 10 wins. How about a guy that went 18-11 with a 2.89 ERA with one hand? One hand. He was literally missing a hand. Now, who am I to tell you that Shohei Ohtani doing what he's doing on both sides is more amazing than Jim Abbott with one hand going 18-11?
If Jim Abbott hit 40 home runs with one hand,
I would simply submit this.
While doing the same thing on the mound.
take Shohei Ohtani's one of his hands away, his non-pitching hand, and let's see how well he does pitching.
All right, let me actually. Here's the real way to put this in context to see what's better. You had to choose today. You get one of those 2 seasons for your
Shohei
team.
Ohtani.
Okay.
If that
Jason, Shohei Ohtani, right?
Of course, there's no doubt.
Over Jim Abbott?
Yeah,
Jim Abbott.
Of course.
Absolutely.
But
there you go.
You see where I'm niching.
Yes.
I don't know that it's more. You're unniching.
I'm unniching. You're niching.
It is one of the.
There's a lot of niching going.
I'm tired of you niching all over the place.
There's a ton of niche. Which do you think's more crazy, buddy? Somebody hitting 40 home runs and getting 10 wins, or 18 wins with one hand?
40 home runs and 10.
That boy.
If you have one hand your whole life, I feel like at some point you get a little bit used to it.
He just niched your niche.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent point. Like, you kind of know how to operate.
I'm not saying it's any easier.
Not easier.
It is like a little harder, but I wouldn't say it's more impressive than 40 home runs.
Am I remembering correctly? Didn't Jim Abbott didn't he have a couple of hits in his career too?
I thought so.
Probably.
He did too, which almost is more impressive than
for me that's
it's just interesting to have these conversations because it's like, what is amazing, what is impressive, what is,
Also, Shohei Ohtani did not appear on an episode of Boy Meets World like Jim Abbott did.
You know what? Just to kind of finish off, I know it's going to sound like I'm screwing around. I'm really not. And if there is somebody out there that I'm forgetting, I'm honestly surprised we haven't had more deaf baseball players show up and excel. That seems to be a disability, a particular disability that's in something like baseball. Yeah. And maybe I'm forgetting something, but I would not that it's an advantage,
right?
But just to be able to completely tune out the crowd and all noise and just 100%. Yeah. Plus, they say your senses increase when other senses are dulled.
Could you imagine that guy trying to play for the Astros in 2017?
We couldn't. You're talking about the trash can. You're such an idiot. I'm just saying.
That's how umpires, by the way, initiated the gestures behind the plate.
Was for people that
was a deaf pitcher.
I did not know this. See, I'll bet you there have been deaf baseball players in the past. That would seem to be, if you were going to have, speaking of Jim Abbott, if you were going to have a disability and play baseball and excel at it, I would think that certainly if you can't see, that's not working.
On the hitting part, imagine Mad Bum in his prime pitching years. Remember, he could hit. He
was
hit a couple home runs in a year. Like if he was given 162 games to hit, he's not Shohei, but I bet he would have done some things that. Were they closer to this?
There were conversations Giants fans would have about, like, should he be in the outfield or should he be DHing back when they would go on the road and all that.
I could play all 3 positions. I could DH, outfield, and pitch all in the same game.
Also, the other thing about as we break about Bumgarner and Ohtani, I just thought about this too. Almost the exact same attitude and demeanor.
Yes.
Just both really just kind of calm, classy.
Chipper.
No, you can't tell. They're never in a bad mood.
No.
Yeah. We'll take a break.
Both had pet goats, correct?
I don't know the
name. Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah. Is the Shohei Ohtani married to Shohei Ohtani?
I was going to say he dated somebody named Shohei Ohtani when he was in high school. When we come back, we've got NFL preseason football tonight. Do you care at all? We'll give you reasons why after this.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Trent Williams said he started golfing in February. So he says he shot 86 mulligans. Nobody was there. Told everybody. They said, let's play the next day. He goes out, shoots a 110. There's no way.
There's literally no way.
Never tell him that.
There's a 0% chance.
You can tell him that.
I will not. I absolutely will not. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe Trent Williams is just like testing everyone. He's like, yeah, I shot a 74. That's what I thought. Exactly.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Did you know the average person walks 100,000 miles in their lifetime? It's true. That's a whole lot of stress, strain, and pressure ultimately put on 2 feet. Hi, DC Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store. As a spokesperson for Good Feet, I run into all sorts of surprise issues. Over time, 75% of all adults will experience painful foot or foot-related problems. By supporting all 4 arches of the foot, the Good Feet 3-step arch support system can help return your foot and whole body to its proper alignment. Come to the Good Feet store for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. What a day on Sunday as the A's inducted their latest group of Hall of Famers, including Bob Johnson, Roy Steele, Gene Tennis, Carney Lansford, and Jason Giambi. And how about the luminaries on the field before the game? Cappy Campaneris, Dennis Eckersley, Dave Stewart, Joe Rudy, Raleigh Fingers, Ricky Henderson, Tony La Russa, Steve Usnich, and Keith Lippman. Quite a bit of history. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
There's your captain. Better buckle your seatbelts for this one. I saw my passport expired, so I went to Staples, got a passport photo lickety-split. While I was there, I grabbed some tiny travel soap and shampoo. I should have got some from my co-pilot. Just kidding, Brad.
Staples has everything for travel. 10-minute passport photos, luggage, headphones, even personal travel items. And now at Staples, get $10 off your purchase of $30 or more when you buy a travel service. Staples, your first stop to nonstop travel. Ends 9/16. In-store only. Exclusions apply.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. Chryslers make this the summer sales event going on right now. But Chad, why drive all the way to Hoblet?
Because if you go somewhere else, you're paying too much. No one beats Hoblet when it comes to price and service. Right now, save up to $13,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie, Limited, and Longhorns. That means you can get a brand new truck starting at only $28,995.
Wow, you really are going all out.
We're not done yet. You can also save up to $6,500 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 2500 Longhorns. No one in California has a savings this good on a selection this big. That's why we are consistently California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
Stop by the Hoblet Ram Truck Center for a test drive today or see their entire inventory online at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings after 9,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 10% off MSRP average of $8,000 plus $1,000 case construction cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment after January 1st, 2021. $28,995 net price on 2023 Ram 1500 regular cab after 3,400 factory rebates. Sample VIN 550880. 6,500 total net savings on Ram 2500 Longhorn after 6,500 dealer discount. 5 net savings. See dealer for details.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Hey. All right, before we get back in, I have my son Mason in today. Jason Ross, Jay Mars. Do you recognize this song, Mason?
Yes.
What is it? Where'd you hear it?
It's from that one movie.
That's a great job. It's from that one movie.
I don't know what it was called.
We just watched it a couple weeks ago. That thing you do.
You're really getting through to the children with your TV choices.
Sure I am. Well, the problem is I have to constantly peruse the couch because they'll be like under a blanket, like trying to be sneaky with their phones.
I would not do that during a movie, though.
Well, but you can't even remember the movie.
Well, no.
You name one actor that was in the movie?
Hey, Mason, I'll give you a hint. They just said the name of the movie in this song.
Doing that blank, you blank.
Well, no, you had the movie on before I even entered the room.
Oh.
I couldn't see the name.
Gotcha.
You didn't ask?
He knows all the songs from from his mom's shows.
That's true. Yeah, he knows the Dirty Butt song and the Pimple Popper and the Save the Dog in the South. What's the one where the vets are in the South somewhere and they save all these jacked up animals?
Pet Cemetery.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Okay. Hey, speaking of things you can't do or aren't doing at least that don't make me very proud, Davion Kimbrough is 13 years old, and he just got signed by the Sac Republic. Yeah, that's right. By the way, are you? Did you
The thing?
Yeah.
Todd Donovan, Republic GM, was on with us yesterday.
How'd that go?
Went splendid.
Yeah, Todd's a good guy.
Yeah, man. Took time out of, he's in the USL meetings right now in Colorado.
That's right.
Took time out of his busy day to join us.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Nagel's in England doing the Huddersfield thing, and Todd's in Colorado, but signing a 13-year.
Yeah, if you missed the interview, check it out right now at SactownSports.com.
So 13 years old, Davion Kimbrough gets a professional contract. He signed, this is second level, of course, right behind MLS. He is 13 years, 5 months, and 13 days. Now, you will be 15 October 30th, one day off being a Halloween baby. And you play soccer.
Yeah.
And your favorite position is?
Left back.
Left back. Yeah, but not
yet, at least.
Yeah, this kid's younger than you, and he's playing for the Republic. So, your thoughts?
I mean, some kids are just different.
Yeah, they are.
Not much else to say.
Some kids are way ahead of the game and have a once-in-a-generation talent. And other kids.
Bet he did his geography summer report.
Bet you he did. Bet you he'd know that thing you do. Bet you'd know what movie that was.
I'm willing to bet you he wouldn't.
Nah, maybe not. He's too busy studying.
Soccering.
Anyways, he joined the Republic Academy setup in 2021 when he was 11, scoring 27 goals in 31 matches. And that was against kids about a year or two older than him. He's just been absolutely killing it in their youth league, 61 goals in 81 appearances. So he could make his debut Saturday against the Birmingham Legion. Listen, who knows? Kid's 13. Like, come on. But I'll tell you this much. I'm reading this article. I'm reading this story on CNN. And I purposely saw it come across my Twitter timeline.
Yeah.
I saw it I've seen it on a number of national. It got a ton.
Big time pub
of national publicity. And I understand there's going to be people saying, well, is this a publicity stunt? Or, I mean, look at the guy's numbers.
Yeah.
And who was the kid? Oh God. This
Freddie
is
Adu?
Freddie Adu. Thank you. Who, you never know.
Right.
Freddie Adu is supposed to be the next, Pele, Ronaldo, Messi all rolled into one for us. And he had a professional career. It was fine, but you just never know this.
Yeah, put a lot of pressure on him with that.
Now, imagine if we did that in basketball.
You remember what they said about him? They loved that thing Adu.
Do my kids here. Take it. Don't teach
that thing Adu, like that thing you do.
Like the thing, like Freddie Adu.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's about my reaction to football tonight. Sort of NFL preseason. Texans, Patriots, Vikings, Seahawks. I'll just I'll go the lazy route just to put you guys on the spot. Each one of you. Why do we care?
Because it's football.
It's football.
Preseason. Positions to be determined, I guess, right? I mean, it's just getting us closer to the start of the real deal.
Will be interesting to see what the Houston quarterback situation is going to be and how much time goes in there.
Interesting word.
Well, also Dalvin Cook, no longer a Viking, I guess. So I don't know how much Alexander Madison's going to play.
Watching D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans making his debut. There you go.
Against Belichick.
Belichick's post-game press conference is always riveting.
That will be good. Any reason why you want to watch NFL preseason football tonight?
I mean, it doesn't really matter at all. But I guess it's a fun thing to watch on TV.
I mean,
that's what we said.
Honest to God. Geno Smith probably won't play.
Yeah.
That's Mac Jones playing tonight?
Mac Jones.
I would imagine Bill is putting Mac Jones out there.
I would think so too. I would think so too, because this is for both the Jones brothers, Mac and Daniel, it does kind of seem like this is important.
But they were cousins.
Whatever. It does seem like this is an important year for both of them, but Mac especially. Daniel Jones just signed the big fat contract.
I think if it doesn't work this year for Mac, it's not working, right? At least in New England.
Yeah, they'll try something else.
But we're also looking at Bailey Zappi, Trace McSorley. Any relation to Marty, I wonder?
It's his son.
And Malik Cunningham.
Also, I can't confirm that.
In relation to Sean.
They've added Juju Smith-Schuster this year. Former Niner Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker. Those are their wideouts. Ramondre Stevenson's got the job now.
Yeah, he did a nice job last year.
He did a very nice job last year. Hunter Henry as their tight end. The Patriots are really just look. They've got guys like Matthew Judon and Jabril Peppers. Don't get me wrong, but they're just kind of a Belichickian team without Tom Brady.
Right. A defense, they'll be relying on their defense. Hopefully Mac Jones can protect the ball. A couple of years ago they made it to the playoffs. That division's too good, I think.
I agree with you
at this point.
And when you go to the Texans, and like you said, D'Amico Ryans,
they're in a different spot, right? They're just rebuilding and they know it.
They are. They're just really, truly just going to be a terrible team. CJ Stroud's their quarterback. And look, he was the number 2 pick overall out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Which, no offense to CJ Stroud, but again, we've had this conversation before. Don't pick Ohio State quarterbacks, and certainly don't pick Ohio State quarterbacks with a top 5 pick in the draft. And probably don't pick Ohio State quarterbacks with the number 2 pick in the draft when you've got Anthony Richardson sitting there on the table as well, who's going to be super fun this year, probably for the Colts out of Florida. But Houston just doesn't have a lot of anything. I mean, they really don't. That's going to be a tough team to watch this year, and hopefully D'Amico Ryans gets a ton of leeway. Vikings, Seahawks, those are a couple of teams that should be playoff.
Well, and all these teams that draft QB that high and that play him are basically trying to figure out as quickly as possible if that's their quarterback in the future. So CJ Stroud will start tonight. He'll start a lot of the regular season, and they'll see if he's the guy. If not, then the sad thing is you just move on that quickly from the guy you drafted that high.
More football next. We'll take a break. We played Ron Rivera's comments yesterday about Eric Bieniemy. He walks him back. Is it much ado about nothing in Washington, D.C. or Greater Maryland? We should say. We'll get to that next.
Will Brandon Ayuk emerge as a star in the Bay this season?
Not going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk.
Can Fred Warner lead the Niners defense to another deep playoff run?
And Fred Warner with the INT.
Pick City, baby. Will Brock Purdy hold on to his starting quarterback job?
Purdy going to drop back to pass, try to run forward and go to the end zone standing.
Down and Purdy, baby. Tune into Niners at 9 every day on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Where are you on your financial journey? Wherever it is, Safe Credit Union has a checking account made just for you. Jason Ross here, and I can tell you with 4 different safe checking account options, one is sure to fit your needs. And with easy, secure, and personalized service to early paydays, overdraft protection, and exclusive members-only perks, safe checking accounts truly put you and your financial future first. Find a safe checking account you will love at safecu.org/checking. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy. Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th. With Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical bull, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, too. Brought to you by Shane Company, Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning, and the United States Marines.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Everyone knows that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and that's especially true when it comes to your air conditioning system.
A precision tune-up and professional cleaning costs a little bit up front, just $87, but will prevent much bigger, more expensive, and inconvenient problems later.
We actually replace systems all the time from people who don't get annual tune-ups. They either forget or they just don't realize it's important. So instead of their systems lasting 12 or more years like they should, they need to be replaced in just 6 or 7 years.
Don't risk it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Call Bell Brothers for an $87 air conditioner precision tune-up today and keep your system clean, energy efficient, and in good working shape.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting it. He's under it. He has space. Makes the catch. And Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, hour number 2 of 4. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Jay Marsh, full strength +1. It is take the kid to work day. So he goes back to school, starting high school next Wednesday. Good morning, Mason.
Morning.
Your mother just checked in with me via text during the break. Said, "How's he doing?"
She's awake.
Yes. She got up just before 7. I'm sure. Yeah, a little bit. That's a Friday.
It's cute. She still checks in, see how he's doing.
Yeah, how's he doing? She asked. I said, he's doing good. He's doing fine. We're going through some stuff that he's probably not entirely interested in, but Sam Amick's coming up at 8 a.m. Got a question for him. He's got his hot chocolate, his Nutri-Grain bars, and ready to go, ready to answer your questions at 1-800-920-1140. And
maybe Mitch will check in.
Maybe Mitch will check in. Maybe later today. We have a regular caller named Mitch that checks in. Maybe he'll have.
If Mitch checks in, it just needs to be him and Mitch conversing.
I actually think that's a wonderful idea. I think that is an absolutely wonderful idea.
Mitch.
There's a new book coming out involving Phil Mickelson, which seems to be a regular thing. It was it's written with Armin Katian and another gentleman who had a gambling venture with Phil Mickelson back in the day. He estimates. Have you seen this story, guys?
Mm-mm.
So he gave an estimate as to how much over the years he thinks Phil Mickelson has gambled.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You want to take a shot?
$10 million.
He estimates Phil Mickelson has gambled $1 billion.
Wow.
Since over the years. And I don't know that that's not accurate.
Yeah.
Like Phil Mickelson.
Even if it's not, it's probably close, right?
I get the thrill of winning. I do. I understand the dopamine of winning a bet, but it's also like, dude, you're rich.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why gamble? Why do it at all? You're rich. What are you going to win more money? I guess that's cool.
I know. I mean, I guess people that gamble on games or event, that's what he's doing. Is it more of the thrill of winning the money or being right?
I think actually in some cases it is an ego thing. It is being right.
Uh-huh.
And then the money's a bonus.
Right.
There's no doubt. Well, I shouldn't say there's no doubt about it. For me, if I were to ever gamble, I would say, for example, you wake up and you got a full slate of NFL games. Look, full disclosure. My buddy has been known to put, $5 a game here, there,
Sure.
whatever. And I found it really, the only thing betting more does is it just increases your level of stress.
Right.
But even if you have $5 on a game, you're into that game more that day.
100%.
You know exactly what the line is. You know exactly what needs to happen. You're keeping trades. It's almost like fantasy sports, which is a form of gambling, where if you've got fantasy players on different teams, you're paying more attention to those.
Yeah, and then you're getting mad at the call in the third quarter. Like,
Yes.
that was a hold.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care whether or not the Texans lose to the Steelers, unless I've got money on the Texans or Steelers. Now all of a sudden it's a big deal.
March Madness. People don't care about that,
No.
that kind of college basketball. But then, I got a bracket. Of course I'm in it. It's a Kansas State and Marquette.
That is the absolute best possible example of why gambling makes a difference. Because you're absolutely right. We see, and you see, because you've won your free to play, or you've ran your free to play March Madness pool forever.
Mm-hmm.
So you see hundreds of people every year come in, and out of 200 in the thing, 190 have probably watched at most 20 minutes of college basketball all year long. But they study, they're watching TV, and all of a sudden a week before you're watching everything, and you put your stuff in, and I'm sitting there like anyone else watching March Madness, and that first weekend, it's just on.
Yeah.
You're watching everything, you're marking up your sheet and all that. And if there's some way, and I don't know that there is, I don't know that people could take it, but if there would be some way to harness that for like an entire year, like maybe with baseball. Maybe that's what I need to do with baseball. I just need to start gambling on it because then I'll care about games 1 through 110.
Yeah, it'd be different.
But there's nothing like March Madness. Yeah. You ever gonna gamble, dude? Your thoughts on gambling?
Gambling is just it's not worth it.
No. This will give you an idea of where his head would be at with gambling. We had this conversation on the way in today. I said, because his sister's taking driver's ed, and she's starting to throw hints about wanting to drive, and I don't want the kids driving until they're 18, and their mother and I are kind of going back and forth on that. And I said, do you want to start driving when you're 16? And what did you tell me?
I said, there's no reason for me to drive right now. I can just wait until later.
And what are one of the reasons you wouldn't want to drive right now? You brought one up.
I forgot what I said.
You forgot?
No. Or yeah.
This dude was like, I don't want to, you got to pay for gas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. The gas costs way too much it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It costs way too much.
There's no way he's going to gamble because he could lose money.
Right.
It's just a money thing. This is mini Scrooge right here. Ron Rivera said this, and we played this yesterday, about Eric Bieniemy a couple days ago and his intensity.
I had a number of guys come to me and I said, hey, just go talk to him. I said, understand what he's trying to get across to you, and I think as they go and they talk and they listen to him, it's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. You get a different kind of player from the players back in the past, especially in light of how things are coming out of college football. So a lot of these young guys, they do struggle with certain things. Eric has an approach, and it's the way he does things, and he's not going to change. And because he believes in it, Jack has his approach. Having been a head coach, I think Jack has a tendency to try and figure guys out a little bit more, as opposed to, hey, this is it, this is the way it's going to be, that type of stuff. Where Eric hasn't had that experience yet.
And just when they came to you, it's just they felt like Eric was riding them too hard, or?
Well, they just were a little concerned.
Okay. Well, he tried to clean this up yesterday at his presser, saying he put his foot in his mouth.
We talked about it, and it was just, I basically told him I put my foot in my mouth. I think what I said wasn't as clear as it needed to be. And I think the understanding of it is just the fact that I think everybody's making, in my opinion, a little bit more than needs to be made of this. Because, again, the results are what you're looking for on the field. And so far, the last couple of days have been outstanding. I think Eric has done a great job of communicating his message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when I first heard it, I thought Rivera didn't seem to be as supportive of his coach to me as I thought he should be. You just hired him. Hey, go talk to him if he's being too tough. I don't know. It seemed a little bit odd, but at least Rivera admits that he put his foot in his mouth in this.
I also felt like, does it seem like it's much ado about?
Probably much ado about nothing.
Did I miss? It's almost like listening to the Orioles guy. Like I'm listening to Rivera's the whole thought that Bieniemy was too passive, but then at the end it was.
No, I thought it was the other way around.
Or that he was too aggressive, excuse me. And then at the end, she followed up that way. It's like, is there a problem? Like, who's going to look at a coach and be like, he's too tough on me?
Yeah.
Like, it's the NFL.
Well, I was just going to ask, have you ever, in memory, remember a head coach saying that about a coordinator at any point?
No.
That's why I don't think it's much to do about nothing, especially when you read reports that Bieniemy's voice has been louder, I think both, on both sides of the spectrum than Rivera's. Got a new owner in DC. Rivera hasn't exactly had a great tenure there.
Oh, you think there's some maneuverations?
I'm thinking maybe he thinks Bieniemy's breathing down his neck. The whole reason Bieniemy's in Washington is to prove that he is head coaching material, that he's just not what he is because Patrick Mahomes was his quarterback in KC.
And under Andy Reid's umbrella.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Bieniemy brought in prior? He was brought in prior to Josh Harris.
Sure.
Right?
But I'm pretty sure. I mean, the Harris deal didn't just happen overnight.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. And Eric Bieniemy was on everyone's short list of guys that how the heck do they not have a job yet? And getting out of Andy Reid's shadow. And I don't disagree with you going into a situation with the Commanders where if Rivera is on the hot seat, by the way, Ron Rivera should be on the hot seat. And I think he's a hell of a coach.
With a new ownership group, if Washington starts out 2-6, I think he's gone.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And, Ron Rivera had health issues that he was going into. And I think not that, he wanted it this way, but that probably understandably bought him maybe an extra year or two, because you have to allow for that. The guy's going through freaking health issues that are pretty major. You have to give him a little bit of room. But at some point, you've got to follow that up with wins and development. And you're right, Eric Bieniemy's first shot at a head coaching job might, in fact, be taking over for Ron Rivera. It'll be interesting to see.
Maybe it was the best thing for him to get out of Kansas City.
Yeah, maybe. I want to take the last 45 seconds. I was going to say this earlier, whether you've been there or not. I don't know if you guys have seen these wildfires going on in Maui, but just a shout out. I know there's a lot of people here that have family over there that try to go over there as much as possible. I got a buddy who has a little restaurant over there, and there's a tree over there called the banyan tree. In fact, I've seen some people talk about it in the chat right now, and there's just conflicting reports. This is an old, late 1800s was brought over. There's a very famous tree in Lahaina or near Lahaina. I forget. Isn't that where we took you guys? You went to Maui. That was Maui we took you, right?
Yeah, I think
remember the big kind of wide tree that we sat under? The big giant, you probably
No.
It's called the banyan tree. Anyways, conflicting reports that it burnt down, or that it's still there, or whatever. I mean, that is a sacred area right there. And beyond that, multiple people have passed away. Reports of people jumping in the ocean to get away from the fires that are just spreading. Winds up to 60 miles an hour. So you just, it's beautiful over there. And not that should make a difference, but you hope everything gets under control here very, very soon. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Aaron Rodgers already showing a little bit of frustration. Kareem Hunt visited the Colts. We'll tell you what happened, or more to the point, what didn't happen. And on this day in 1997, a big contract was signed, but what would that contract be signed for today? We'll get to 3 for Madness next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Thinking that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Relive racing history with hundreds of historic race cars at the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion, August 16 to 19. Hundreds of the best, from the high-revving Formula One Ferraris and Lotuses to the ground-pounding thunder of the Cobras and Corvettes. Meet legendary drivers, indulge in delicious food and refreshing beverages, and take a spin on the Ferris wheel or go-kart to add to the family experience. VIP hospitality passes to the Legends Club are still available. Buy your tickets now at WeatherTechRaceway.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Three for Madness. Brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Fire Wings. Just wing it. And I'll take a moment before we get started. This is a very nice thing of you to say. Thank you, Jay. That means a lot.
I saw that.
Especially with my kid in here. Well done.
What happened?
Done.
Huh?
What you said on Twitter.
It was really nice.
It was nice of you.
I didn't tweet anything.
I just saw one.
Looking at it right now, as a matter of fact.
Oh, gosh darn it.
What? Gosh darn what?
Golly gosh.
That was a nice thing to say.
You gave it away with that look on your face.
Want to take a
during
moment
the
to
break.
say how much I enjoy working with Carmichael Dave. #blessed.
Hey, I'll retweet it.
Also not Jason Ross?
No love for me, but that's all right. That was really sweet of him.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyways, thank you. And 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Just want you to remember.
Hey, you should bring me some fire wings for that compliment.
I just want you to remember in the future.
I'll shoot you my bill.
Should this ever come up again, that was a very nice thing I did with your open Twitter account. It was not a cattle's move. All right.
I don't even feel like you said anything bad about Nick when you did it.
No, it was what he said.
That's true.
DeMontis Sabonis. In fact, wasn't one of Nick Cattle's tweets when I left my Twitter open? Didn't he say from my Twitter account, DeMontis Sabonis is overrated? I think that was one of his tweets.
Yes.
And then Bleacher Report writes the article. R.I.P. Nick Cattles. All right, 3 for Madness. Fire wings.
Wow,
No, I'm just like,
he's
his
not dead.
Job here is what I'm saying. Not him. What? Is his job alive here? Did I miss something?
Well, I mean, the job itself is still alive, yes.
Yes, that's right.
Him occupying
and if
said
you're
job.
interested, question one.
Reports at a Jets camp indicate Aaron Rodgers showed frustration for the first time. Remember how calm he was on that first episode of Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
This was after a scrimmage against the Panthers where he was pressured a lot. That offensive line did not perform well.
Yeah.
Should Rodgers get used to seeing that he's playing for the Jets?
I think the Jets are better than the Packers. I think the Jets I think if you took Aaron Rodgers and cloned him and had him play for this year's Jets and this year's Packers, I think the Jets would have a better record. You guys, we're talking about Sauce Gardner, who was last year's defensive rookie of the year, talking about their wide receiver, who was last year's offensive rookie of the year. I completely forgot Breece Hall's coming back, and Breece Hall was a stud before he got hurt. Yeah, look, it's a young team, including the coach. They're going to have issues. They're going to have problems. There are going to be mistakes. And I think if I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he can to make sure that that's part of a culture change.
Yeah.
You don't accept this.
He's pushing him. I think it's no different than what we've seen. Tom Brady's very animated on the sidelines, gets after people. I think Rodgers is expecting excellence from the Jets, and I think that's fine.
Which do you prefer, Mason? You play sports. If you've got your best player and he's going around, saying, "Hey guys, we got to do this, we got to do that." Do you take it better when it's a good player, or do you not like it when teammates get on you or other people?
Yeah, if they're good, then I feel like they should have a level of authority over the team because they're working hard to perform well for the team, so they should expect the same thing out of everybody else.
One couldn't have said it better. Look at that, straight from an athlete's mouth. Question 2.
Question 2.
Kareem Hunt visited the Colts yesterday without a deal. That's right. He left and nothing signed, nothing agreed to. Do you think this happened because he had a conversation with Jim Irsay?
Probably.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they look like...
What a fun guy that guy is.
Yeah, fun's a good word.
Fun guy is like a mushroom?
Yes.
Yeah, which he's probably taken many times. I would say this. I'm actually more interested in the Kareem Hunt thing than the Colts thing. Like, I want to know what Kareem Hunt is still relatively young enough, and Kareem Hunt was a stud, and then splitting carries with the Browns. Obviously, he had off-field issues, but I see guys like Dalvin Cook available.
Yeah,
and
back to the running back issue, right?
Right.
These guys have been good in the league.
Like Kareem Hunt, can offer a team something here. I'm a little surprised the Colts, at least as of now.
Well, and it's the severity. What's the severity of Jonathan Taylor's, limitations, his injuries, his back, and other things going on there?
And we don't know, to be honest. We don't know. Maybe Kareem Hunt went in there and Jim Irsay and the team wanted him, and he said, "Cool, I want $10 million a year." I mean, we don't know what the demands were, but it does certainly seem like there's an opening there. Kareem Hunt should have something to offer, and I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't gotten picked up yet. But there's still, maybe this is also his excuse to not have to go through training camp either. Yeah. I doubt it. 28 years old.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, old. Very, very old. All right. Question 3.
Question 3.
On this day
in
1997, Greg Maddux signed a then record 5-year, $57.5 million deal. What would Maddux command had he been in his prime in 2023?
Well, this might be an old head question. Mason, do you remember or are aware of Greg Maddux?
Yeah, I know Greg Maddux.
You know Greg Maddux?
They've met.
Yes.
You've met before. You obviously weren't alive or aware when he was pitching, but you're aware of how good of a pitcher he was.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg Maddux.
Dodgers legend, Greg Maddux.
No. Cubs legend.
Yeah.
Braves legend. I think
Pitched for the Dodgers, I think, twice.
Yeah, whatever. Greg Maddux was just different. One of the more unique pitchers.
Greg Maddux once threw a 76 pitch complete game.
Yeah, honestly, like if you look up, like there are anecdotes about Greg Maddux and different stats about Greg Maddux that are absolutely mind blowing. You're talking about a guy that just forever, from about 92 to he had a 10-year stretch that arguably was the best stretch any pitcher has ever had. ERAs in the low twos.
Wow.
In 94, he was 16-6 with a 1.56 ERA. Yeah. He followed it up the next year, 19-2 with a 1.63 ERA.
Did he get many 20-game win seasons?
He won 20 games in 92 for the Cubs, 93 for the Braves, 19 in 95. 19 in 97, 18 in 98, 19 in 99, 19 in 2000. And here's the thing about Maddux. He's throwing up 250 innings every year. His fastball was average.
Right.
I think he would hit probably like 92, 93
If
average.
that.
If that.
Just painted the corners.
That's
knew how to pay. He was a craftsman.
The one thing consistently.
Looks so effortless, too, on his delivery.
They called him the professor.
Yeah.
He looked like a nerd. And the one thing you would consistently hear that always stuck in my head about Greg Maddux was that from hitters was that what made him so difficult was his ridiculous control. I mean, I did catch it. B, the fact, and when you say ridiculous control, meaning control in the sense that he could pitch it inside a baseball-sized hole from 60 feet, 6 inches anytime he wanted. But it was his ability to change speeds with the same exact throwing motion that absolutely fooled people. To answer your question, I think Greg Maddux, let's say, are we keeping the years the same at 5 years? Because I don't think it would be a 5-year deal.
No, we'll
today.
say it's a 10-year deal.
It's going to be a 10-year deal, and I think it would be a 10-year deal somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 million.
I was saying, didn't Garrett Cole get 323, Jason?
I think so. That sounds about
He's
right.
better than Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
He's better than Garrett Cole.
Like there's pitchers that throw so hard now that's eye popping that just blow people away.
Right.
But he just embarrassed people.
Embarrassed them.
Would Maddux actually be a better pitcher today the way guys are just trying to hit the long ball? I think he would. I think he would have a lot of fun with those guys swinging out their shoes.
I think you're right. I think that's a great point. I think with the way the game is today, I think Greg Maddux might be even better.
Actually.
And I don't know why it is. I always make this comparison in my head. It's probably because they played in the same era, but I always felt like Greg Maddux was the Tony Gwynn of pitchers.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Just
precision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just precise on it. It didn't blow. Like Tony Gwynn was not this physical specimen.
He was kind of the mirror image of Greg Maddux in the sense of Greg just knew how to get everybody out. It didn't matter. Tony could get a hit off of anybody. It didn't matter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I got to think too. I remember reading some sort of stat. I got to see. It was lifetime Tony Gwynn versus Greg Maddux, and it was either Greg Maddux struck him out or did something to Tony Gwynn that nobody else would do, or maybe it was
vice versa.
Yeah, or it was vice versa. It maybe where Tony Gwynn like hit Greg Maddux at some weird rate that nobody did. And the probably best starting rotation I've ever seen in my lifetime was that Maddux, Glavine, Smoltz, Steve Avery lineup.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't it Mark Wohlers in the pen, or was that a little after? Right. And Wohlers was wild, but he'd still crack triple digits. I've never seen anything like that.
Tony Gwynn thing I think you're looking at. Tony Gwynn's OPS against Greg Maddux is 982, higher than his career OPS of 845. Greg Maddux struck out Tony Gwynn 0 times in 91 at-bats.
Oh, my God. Wow. I mean, and I don't know that there's a comparison to either one today.
Yeah.
I really don't. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jimmy Garoppolo opens up on his last few seasons in San Francisco, and something Kyle Shanahan said that he did not like. We'll talk about it next.
Will Christian McCaffrey lead the NFL in rushing? Can Sacramento's own Eric Armstead bring his game to another level?
Prescott back steps up in the pocket. He gets sacked. Back on the 15-yard line. Get in my belly.
Get in my
says
belly.
Eric Armstead.
Will rookie Jake Moody pick up where veteran kicker Ravi Gould left off? Find out on Whitey and Watkins every day at 11 a.m. during the 49ers Focus on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Thursday. Pleasant start to the day thanks to a bit of that Delta breeze. For the afternoon, we'll enjoy mostly sunny skies with light winds and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
True fans of the game should pick up a copy of The Match, The Day the Game of Golf Changed Forever, written by Mark Frost, who also wrote The Greatest Game Ever Played. The book was published more than 10 years ago, but it tells the true story of a remarkable round of golf played by legendary professionals Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson against two of the sport's greatest amateurs, Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward. Hogan, who avoided playing with amateurs at all costs, was hoodwinked into playing by Eddie Lowry, Francis Ouimet's diminutive caddy, who at that point was a successful San Francisco businessman. The match, with its many wagers, was set to be played at Cypress Point Club, and although the exciting 18 holes unfold with each turn of a page, it's the backstory of each of the players that makes the words come alive. My friend Ken Venturi, the last survivor of that foursome, told me it was a dream match, and so good even fiction couldn't touch it. It's a fabulous read. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the sixth inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting in, he's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the Athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All righty. Welcome back. Metallica here, not doing my bit. And I found this, I was looking for something else, and I found this Guns N' Roses documentary on Hulu yesterday. So, of course, I was like, oh, interesting. Here's the thing. Message to, somebody who has produced multiple documentaries, including one currently right now. Let me just say, message to young fledgling documentarians. If you're doing a documentary on a band, especially a band like Guns N' Roses, do not go through with doing the documentary unless, I did the post there, you have licensed the music.
Oh, yeah, that's a helpful tip.
The whole time they're playing like, Jay, what's it like? Rock tracks with 2 X's or something. The unlicensed music or the licensed. You don't have to license.
Unlicensed. You pay a fee a year for a site.
It's a perfectly fine documentary,
and you'll find Metallica inspired tracks. Right.
And so it's like, and then Appetite for Destruction absolutely blew up, and it's like, and you're like, where's
Appetite for Destruction?
Yeah, none of the Guns N' Roses music in the background, nothing, just. And I found myself like, well, this is an okay documentary. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's a turn off.
I can't watch it without the music.
Right.
Is there even a good Guns N' Roses documentary out? Because I'll watch it. Okay.
And they're looking for your watch, so I'm sure they'll be calling up to let you know where to find it.
When the Use Your Illusion double album came out, or separate albums, that from that point, mark that point, and the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, best time in music history. Well,
sure, there's no bias there.
Growing up, no bias at all. Jimmy G has bias. Jimmy Garoppolo opened up in the Chronicle about his last few seasons in San Francisco. Obviously, the Niners and Raiders will see each other this weekend, and it makes you kind of wonder if there's going to be some extra oomph. There's already, I can tell you right now, here from the future news desk here at Sactown Sports, there will be multiple fracases.
You think so? In these
fracas
practices,
always
joint
are.
practices,
they're going to have these joint practices, which are so stupid.
Yeah,
because you have these joint practices, and you got to hold off. But of course, everyone's puffing their chest out, and then you're going to play this game on Sunday, and it's just going to be this lead. And by the time the game rolls around, basically both teams want to murder each other in a situation where you're really supposed to not be getting anyone injured.
Yeah,
I never like these because it always ends up being stupid, and you got to wonder too if Raider players are going to try to stick up for their guy a little bit and stick it to them. I don't imagine. We know Brock Purdy's not going to play. Jimmy Garoppolo probably won't if he does a series, but mentioned some things, Jason, including the Trey Lance acquisition. That season was rough for him. And he wasn't a big fan of Kyle Shanahan's comments after the Eagles game about there being no scenario for Jimmy Garoppolo to return. So the question for you is, not only does Jimmy have a little bit of a point or a reason to feel that way, but do you feel for him at all?
For Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for him, he has to look at it, don't you think he looks at his tenure, Dave, in San Francisco as successful?
I don't know. I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
I mean, he comes in from New England, has not really been a starter. He had got a few spot games here when Tom Brady was out, but he still trying to find his way into the NFL. Comes to San Francisco, a team that was not doing very well, turns it around pretty quickly, helps get him to a Super Bowl. Granted, they didn't win a Super Bowl, but when he was healthy, they won a lot of games. So I think he probably feels like he had a good run there, and the team obviously invests in swapping up to get to Trey Lance. And even last year, Jimmy G got put in the situation because Lance got hurt, but then Jimmy gets hurt. And when there's an opportunity maybe to even keep Jimmy, it's a quick no, thanks, because we got this Brock Purdy guy now too. And I know he knows it's a business, but that's still difficult to hear.
Jimmy Garoppolo was a combined 14-2 with the New England Patriots as a starter.
Okay.
He then
played
went
that many games.
Yeah. He then went 5-1, 1-2, 13-3, 3-3, 9-6, and 8-3. As a starter, he has a 53-21 career.
It's pretty great.
Win-loss percentage, over 700.
Yeah.
And it ties into this whole thing about history and how it will treat Kyle Shanahan's San Francisco 49ers. We talked about this yesterday. They didn't grab Tom Brady when they had the chance. They didn't grab Aaron Rodgers when they had the chance. And you look at a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo and you go, well, hold on a second. He he's played for two different teams and he's done nothing but win. He has that winning percentage has got to be Mahomesian, and I can't imagine too many other quarterbacks can compare that are active right now. So all he's done is win. Now, there are obvious weaknesses there, and he's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but he was 2 quarters away from being a Super Bowl winning quarterback, 1 quarter away. But it is history going to look back on Jimmy Garoppolo and say he got the short end of the stick quite a bit? And is the Raiders season going to tell that story?
I think there still needs to be more to his career, because I think if he now goes on to the Raider team, which I think if you're going against Jimmy G, you'd say, well, he was on a very good Patriots team. He was on a very good 49ers team. The Raiders team's not a great team.
Right.
So if he performs above what people think they will be, then I think it does change the narrative on Jimmy G. Maybe there's more credit to him as opposed to, well, he's playing under 2 great teams, great systems, and he just executed the game plan. I don't know if that's entirely fair either, but if he does well with the Raiders, I think that'll change it.
I agree with you, and especially if for some reason the Niners don't do their thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I do feel for Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, listen, when you say you feel for him, guys getting paid millions of dollars to play professional football. Of course, I don't feel for him like I feel for someone who just lost their job. There's levels to this, but from an athlete's point of view, I actually really like Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he was treated, considering the record, considering what he did under center for the team, considering that the locker room always had his back, I think he was treated about as poorly. I think there are mirrors between Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo and how they were treated towards the end by their organizations.
Yeah.
The only difference is Jimmy Garoppolo won ball games.
Right.
And all the insults, the perceived insults that they threw, drafting Trey Lance, giving up, telling the world, hey, look, we have this guy in here right now that does nothing but win ball games, but we don't think he can get us over the hump. So we're going to take a lot of assets we could put into this team, and we're going to spend them on this guy's replacement. And, oh, by the way, we're going to need you to help this guy that you're replacing, or that's going to replace you. We need you to tutor and mentor him. And, when you get hurt, you're just going to have to deal with it. And we're going to do anything we can to replace you. But in the meantime, hey, go out there and win ball games.
Right, exactly. That's all.
That's all. You're a Niner fan, buddy. You remember Jimmy Garoppolo. You think he got screwed a little bit, or do you think he just wasn't that great?
Yeah, I think he was a little overhated, because I understand that he was on good teams, but to have that record, like over 700 winning percentage, I think you have to be at least a above average quarterback to make that happen.
You can't just roll in there and win 72% of your games if you're just some schmo.
Exactly. So I mean, people were hating on him a lot, and I think it was a little undeserved, to be honest.
Well, I agree. And now and I also think he carried himself really well, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is the week they're playing each other, so he's got a couple of comments here and there, but even these comments
He's a stand-up guy.
Weren't over the top.
Right.
I think he could have been a much bigger distraction, and I think a lot of players would have been a much bigger distraction. I have nothing but love and respect for Jimmy Garoppolo, and honestly, I'm rooting for him. I hope he does well.
Right. Yeah, I think he's in a difficult situation, though. I mean, Devontae Adams is great. I think if Jacobs, can duplicate the kind of year, but I think it's a tough year for the Raiders.
No, it is a tough year for the Raiders, and this might be, you also know the coach is on the hot seat. Perhaps you don't know. Is Josh McDaniels going to get fired? If he does get fired, is he going to head over to some place like Fired Wings, where they actually have 21 different flavors to choose from, all kinds. Now, I'm sitting next to a guy who I've known most of his life, almost all his life.
Yeah.
And has eaten Fire Wings many, many, many a time, because that is a favorite in our household. I don't just come on the air and do the ads, and I've never once gotten a free Fire Wing card. I pay just like anyone else. Don't think that either.
Not like Happy Gilmore with the Subway card.
I'm paid just like you.
May I ask our esteemed guest a question?
Yes.
What is the record number of Fire Wings you have consumed in one sitting?
Oh, it had to have been like 20 or something.
It was 22.
Yeah, 22.
Wow. And they only have 21 different flavors, so there might have been one that he really liked.
We got one of those big, 60 packs. What was this, football?
Yeah, it was the Kings.
Oh, Kings playoffs. His eyes just got really, really wide. Yeah, and we got that 60 pack, and I'm full. Everyone else is full. You kept going back and forth, and we said to you, to be fair, eat as many as you can.
Yeah, I had to carry the load because you guys were slacking off.
That's exactly right. And then I saw your plate, and it was all he had was. And by the way, he didn't cheat either. Those wings were cleaned out. And whether you have a kid like that or not, hungry teenagers or you're a hungry adult, trust me when I say fire wings will fill you up and fill you up well. What's your favorite flavor, by the way?
Ooh, I used to be the Peking, but honestly, I think the buffalo.
Yeah, the buffalo?
Yeah, I love buffalo.
The spicy buffalo? Or
no, the spicy ones.
Yeah, it's too much for you. Go to firewings.com, find the location nearest you. Notice you didn't say Brendan Malaysia Curry. That's his stats. Tell him Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings. Just wing it when we get back. Let's get to the AFC North. We'll look at the Steelers, and then Sam Amick will be the peanut butter jelly and the sandwich of previews. The Minnesota Vikings at 8:13. Sam at 8. Right back. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Speaking of Winnie the Pooh, would you say that on Wednesdays you have a little Eeyore in you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Big Eeyore energy for sure. That guy's sad. That guy's really sad. Yeah, he's a little sad. But I try and channel my Eeyore as best as I can.
All right. But that's only on Wednesdays.
That's only on Wednesdays, though. Yeah.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. New Pepto Kids gummies helps relieve occasional stomach upsets, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for new Pepto Kids gummies. Fast support for little tummies.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch supports and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store. Come in now for a free arch support fitting and test walk. Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th with Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical bull, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park 2. Brought to you by Shane Company, Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning, and the United States Marines.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome in. Coming up in 15 minutes, Sam Amick.
Yeah, Sam I am. It's been a while.
Yeah. He's going to make a summertime appearance.
Okay.
I could have done better. Adam wants to know who the kid is. That's my son. and his yearly come to work with dad and find out what you don't want to do when you grow up day as he starts high school next week. Your mother thinks you're bored. Your thoughts as you eat a Nutri-Grain bar?
I probably look bored, but I'm not.
If we're being fair, you kind of a lot of times look bored, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mommy has resting frowny face.
Yeah.
You kind of you have RBF. You have resting bored face. But are you bored?
No.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
I mean, you can be honest. Is it me dragging you in here every year, or do you genuinely want to come in?
Oh, I want to come.
Yeah.
It's just like
I know. Hey, it's Pop.
It's just I don't know, like the posture I have, and like when I put my hand
in front of your mouth.
No, like when I rest my head on my hand. It looks
like
yeah. But
no, yeah, it makes you look bored, but you're not bored.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excited for football?
Yeah.
Are you excited to watch football with your dad every Sunday and eat a bunch of food?
Yeah.
Which is what we do. We
just part of the deal.
That's the food. It's his sister is not a sports fan whatsoever. She takes after my sister, but they both enjoy the food and the pageantry and the fun and all of that stuff. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jason.
Model of consistency.
You're exactly right. And it's the one thing I never get tired of when we talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. The fact that they've had 3 coaches in like 50 years. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. I like saying it every year. I think Mike Tomlin is the most underrated coach in all of sports. By the way, did you know Mike Tomlin's middle name is Pettaway?
No.
Pettaway.
I did not know. And last year might have been his best job because remember, he's got the streak of never having a losing season.
Mm-hmm.
They were 3-7. He was in trouble.
3-7.
And they finished 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
And if everything kind of went right on the last week, there were some, like Pittsburgh was not mathematically eliminated, needed like 8 things to go right. And they almost all did. They almost made the playoffs.
They almost did. They were that close. They finished 9-8 on the year, 9-7-1 the year before. You're exactly right. Mike Tomlin has coached the Pittsburgh Steelers since 2007. He's going into his 16th year. He is a Super Bowl champion. He won that his second year. He lost to the Packers 2 years later in the Super Bowl as well. He has made the playoffs all but 6 years, which when you consider that division is pretty darn impressive. And you're right. Not only has he never finished below 500 with quite a couple of rebuilding teams, he's won 64% of his games. He's 163-93. He is a model. He is a model of consistency for a very consistent club.
Yeah, and that's what they've been. They've preached defense all these years. They've had good offenses too. And of all the years, last year should have been the year that they missed.
Yes.
As far as a winning season. Ben Roethlisberger's gone. Kenny Pickett wasn't that great in his rookie year. They had some injuries, but it's a testament to him. He figured out a way to get the most out of that team, and they find a way to get them to 9-8.
Here's a question. So it's funny because he has won 63.6% of his games.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cowher, 62.
Wow.
0.3%, 149-90 for Cowher, 163-93 for Tomlin. So Tomlin actually has moved past Bill Cowher. I believe Cowher had one Super Bowl championship. That was actually towards the end. It was the year before. He won the Super Bowl in 2005. Cowher did, went 8-8 in 2006, and then moved into the broadcast booth. Who would have thought that 18 years later, Bill Cowher would not have been back coaching?
Yeah, every time there was an opening, for a while, he was the hot name mentioned all the time.
Here's a question for you, and then we'll move on to the team itself. Bill Cowher is decorated. Bill Cowher is in the Steelers Hall of Honor. He is in the Pittsburgh Pro Football Hall of Fame. Bill Cowher is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Does that mean Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach right now?
Sure seems like it.
He has a better winning percentage. He has more wins. He's won the same amount of Super Bowls. He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason, unless you're counting the fact that, Bill Cowher played 4 years in the NFL, but it was a nondescript career.
Yeah.
And they didn't, anyone making the NFL, that's a big deal. So I think it's safe to say, we just talked yesterday about this, and it's almost more impressive when you think about it. You went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and you had all those years of Hall of Fame quarterbacking. Well, you've gone from Chuck Noll to Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin, and dare I say, you have had darn near 50 years of Hall of Fame coaching.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And they do a great job of picking them, and then the organization. We talk about culture a lot in sports. Whatever Pittsburgh's culture is working.
Well, let me ask you this, just for funsies. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers have the best culture in American sports? Well, Mount Culture-more.
Yeah.
Heat, no order. Heat, Spurs, Steelers. Is there baseball?
Patriots. With Patriots.
Patriots. There you go. They might.
Yeah.
They're very Spursy. They're very, very Spursy. And they're in a holding pattern right now. They really are. It'll be very interesting to see what they do this year. This is a team that was above 500, barely, as you said, in a rebuilding process. But they've got Kenny Pickett and George Pickens as their little quarterback receiver battery. Don't forget Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, and they added Allen Robinson.
You go with Andy Najee Harris, who's an absolute workhorse. And they've got themselves a defense. Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr. This is going to be Steelers aren't winning any Super Bowls this year, I don't think, but this will be a tough out.
Yeah, and now I think it's the next step for this team to me is I think they got a lot of the pieces. It's the quarterback piece. Is Kenny Pickett the guy? Is he the guy for sure? They drafted him to be, but teams have done that before and then moved on. I don't know that it has to be this year or else, but they've got enough of an equation to be a winning team.
Pickett just turned 25 in June. 63% of his passes completed in 13 games last year. 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. What looks to be a very rookie-esque, if you will, very rookie-esque year. Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Tanner Morgan are your backups there. You got to think, barring anything, it's Pickett's job, plain and simple. He's a clear-cut QB1 there. And can a quarterback with the last name Pickett make it?
To be determined.
It's in the long line of Bob Walks and Eric Plunks of the world. That being said, Mike Tomlin's going to get the most out of it, and you got to also think too with Tomlin. Again, I don't know what's in his head, and I don't know what his family obligations are and what he's thinking, but I think the most amazing part of Mike Tomlin, he's 51.
Wow.
He's 51.
Yeah.
So when you look at a guy like Tomlin, who is 51, we just talked about, let's just do a little bit of math here. He started in 07, 22. So that's 15. He's going to his 16th year. 163 wins in 15 seasons. That's that's about 11 wins, 10.8, whatever, 11 wins per season. Now, if he were to coach for another 16 years, that puts him at 67 when he retires. If he were to do anything like this, that puts him at 3
plus, right?
3 plus. Now let's just look this up here for a second, just for funsies. Obviously, Super Bowls are a little bit different. But when you look at Bill Belichick, he's at 298 wins right now. Dare I say, and he's 71.
Yeah. Tomlin got a head start on him, and he's been very effective.
51.
Yeah.
Going into his 17th season with the Steelers.
And Pittsburgh, their organization, obviously is not quick to react if Tomlin were to have a bad year. It's not like there might be people calling for his job, but the organization doesn't react to that.
I think it's sometimes it takes a while. You've got to watch the career. I think it's time to start having conversations. Obviously, it's way too premature for GOAT, but I think it's time to start having conversations where Mike Tomlin is starting to inch up that ladder of greatest NFL coaches
for sure
ever. And in a day, and you have to add this in there, in a day and age where it ain't exactly easy for guys who look like Mike Tomlin to get into those ranks, and for him to be able to not just get in, but stay in through thick and thin and have the record he's had, not only is helping to trailblaze for a lot of people, but also, why am I blanking? It's not the Modells. Who owns the Steelers? Damn it.
Isn't it?
I'm stuck on Modells. The Rooney's, thank you very much. The Rooney family, too. Props to them for sticking with their guys. Right, Mason?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam Amick's going to join us. Sam's got kids your age. We'll have some fun with that. We'll talk to him about the Kings and the world in the NBA and all that fun stuff. Sam joins us in 5 minutes.
The Kings preseason schedule is out, and Sactown Sports has you covered. Preseason stops include Vancouver, Anaheim, San Francisco, and Sacramento, with matchups against the Raptors, Lakers, Warriors, and Jazz.
Monk in attack mode, drives inside, right to the rim. Oh, that's the dagger right there. I think the Warriors fans sensed that with that breakdown, the Warriors look like a defeated ball club.
Catch all the action on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Relive racing history with hundreds of historic race cars at the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion, August 16 to 19. Hundreds of the best, from the high-revving Formula One Ferraris and Lotuses to the ground-pounding thunder of the Cobras and Corvettes. Meet legendary drivers, indulge in delicious food and refreshing beverages, and take a spin on the Ferris wheel or go-kart to add to the family experience. VIP hospitality passes to the Legends Club are still available. Buy your tickets now at WeatherTechRaceway.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting it. He's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the Athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Sam Amick coming up in moments. Dave, Jason, Jay, Carmichael Mason in. One time only. Well, until next year. And then pretty soon it'll be over. 4 years from now, you're off to college. How long until you're like, Dad, I don't want to go in. I'm tired. I'm just not into it.
Well, I mean, I could still come back in, but then I think the charm would be gone because I would be an adult.
That's true. Well, what if you just took No, you're not allowed to take this. By the way, you need to do something else. You're not taking the reins from me, pal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna do bigger and better stuff. I don't know what that is. You know what you want to be yet?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I did catch him in the chat though. He was reading the YouTube chat.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
It'd be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it can.
Joining us right now from The Athletic, somebody who has kids right around my kids' is his age. As a matter of fact, the one, the only Sam Amick. Sam, I'm really good at asking questions you don't want to talk about on the air. Would it be too forward to ask you with I have my son in, Mason, and he'll be a freshman this year. Avery will be a junior. I got to think your kids are right there, aren't they?
They are. Congrats. That's pretty fantastic that you have Mason there. Mason, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah, we have Landon is heading into his freshman year, and Ryder's going to be a senior. So they'll be. I know, it's crazy. He just had a little groggy this morning, guys, because they had senior sunrise at Pleasant Grove High, and that means a 5 a.m. wake up time. So
boy,
that was fun.
What the hell is senior sunrise? What is that?
I don't know what they do, and he didn't really know what they were going to do either. He just knew that if you were a senior, you were expected to be at school at like 5:45 or 6 or something like that.
Sounds like a breakfast at an old folks home. It's like the senior sunrise with sausage.
Senior sunrise.
Yeah. Didn't you just do a father-son trip with your youngest?
Yeah, we had a great time. Kind of pushing to the end of the summer. My youngest and I went down to San Diego, Chula Vista, to go to his first concert. He's a big rock guy, and he likes Offspring. So we went down and saw Offspring and Sum 41 and Simple Plan and did some San Diego things. And it was just a one-nighter, but had a great time.
That's good taste in music, kind of early mid-90s Vans Warped Tour style music. That sounds like a bit of a parental influence there, Sam.
It's funny, not totally. He's on this kick the last couple months of getting into these different bands, but a couple months back came out of nowhere and says, "Hey, Dad, you ever heard of Offspring?" And I was like, "Really?" Yeah. So this was like the sweet spot of like a band that he legitimately liked enough on his own to want to see in concert, but also he's certainly aware that it was one that his dad would enjoy as well. So nice. it was fun. Yeah. And might have got his first contact high too. So that was
probably
nice. We're talking with Sam Amick from The Athletic. Sam, this is generally the slowest time for you guys. You don't have many of these times, but generally this is the case. And I think a lot of people are still waiting on James Harden's future and Damian Lillard. Any update on either one of those?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I did, as you guys know, I've been disconnected for a bit here, but I read our latest from Shams Charania at our place at The Athletic, and admittedly chuckled a little bit when he tried to give kind of the non-update, and some of the commenters had chimed in with some snark saying, Shams, go on vacation, bro. There's nothing happening. It seems like it's status quo in terms of those two situations. He had made a reference to the idea that Philly and the Clippers were still expected to engage before the start of the season, which is really not much of a bold statement. But yeah, it's different. Most of the time I feel like when we have these high profile situations, the temperature stays at a higher level, even if the trade doesn't go down, if that makes sense. Like this whole, other than like the Ben Simmons deal a couple years ago, this kind of extreme waiting game is a different look.
Now, since we'll keep things general, because this is sort of the off-season visit we're having here, so we can get a little more 50,000 feet. Sam, with the massive TV deal on the horizon, are you also of the thought, A, that expansion is fairly imminent, and B, that it seems that Seattle and Las Vegas have it's their teams to lose?
At Summer League, and I forget if we talked about this, I was really struck by Adam Silver's tone. It was a point of contention among us NBA media members, where he didn't do any media after the Board of Governors meetings, which is not the norm, but he did speak at the Associated Press Sports Editors Conference in Vegas, and that was kind of the only time that he addressed anybody publicly. And his tone regarding expansion was, for me, the most I've ever heard, that it was a matter of if, not when, and then a pretty clear timetable where he signaled, and you already kind of hit the nail on the head, Dave, he signaled the idea that they had to get the rights deal behind them and get that secured and formalized.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Sam. You said his tone was a matter of if, not when. Did you mean when, not if? Or
I did.
Okay. Just clarifying. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to blame Senior Sunrise on that. Yeah, when, not if, for sure. And then on top of that, just waxing poetic about Vegas in the kind of way that, to me, I mean, you generally hear this. I mean, it's, I think the expectation is that you would have two teams that keep the conferences, keep the scheduling easier. So if they do two at once, great. If it was a one team thing, I'd be a little nervous if I was Seattle, because, man, he was just raving about Vegas and the part that they now play in the NBA's ecosystem and Summer League and the growth there and the WNBA All-Star game. Obviously, the Aces playing in Vegas. It's just such a different environment and a different vibe from, I always think back to the disastrous All-Star weekend in Vegas, of yesteryear, where that was kind of like, that felt like the unofficial kind of funeral for Vegas's NBA chances at that time. So, but yeah, I mean, the money is flowing like crazy. And, we saw that this summer in the free agency contracts. The cap has doubled in the last 10 years. So it does make sense that eventually they get to the expansion piece of the puzzle.
Sam, this question obviously maybe not being an area that you generally cover, but it's attached to the NBA and people and you see and you can run across, especially in the trips to the finals. But were you surprised at all about ESPN's decision on Van Gundy and Mark Jackson ultimately there to let those guys go?
I was, yeah. And like you said, I don't typically get into other companies' business, but I mean, even deeper than that. Yeah. I mean, it's just this business, man. I've been fortunate enough along the way, had a few speed bumps, been laid off myself when our AOL fan house went under. I hate seeing it for anybody. And even when it's somebody who's obviously, those two guys are extremely well paid, and it's not a matter of them paying the bills, it's just them having their jobs. If they, as a company, have obviously decided to just pour all their resources into a short list of people. But I coincidentally, my buddy, good friend and colleague, Nick Friedel from ESPN, another guy that got laid off recently and made no sense. And it's, as an aside, I think this is fun to share. I ran into him at the airport coming back from our trip. He's kind of finding his way. So yeah, I hate seeing that. And the other part, I guess, since we're going down this road a little bit, that it was puzzling as I sat there on vacation, keeping up with things. The NBA had layoffs of its own, some really good PR people. lost their jobs. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know, I'm not privy to all their books, but my goodness, how in the world could you be laying people off when you're printing money like they are? I don't quite get that.
All right, so I'm going to reset this interview. So Sam Amick's joining us from The Athletic right here on Sactown Sports. Mason and I were discussing his annual question for you, and I gave him some suggestions. And he said, yeah, I don't want to – I want to try to not ask him something he gets asked all the time. So he came up with this. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you were going on vacation in like the Caribbean or something and you were in like a beach house and you could take any athlete and you can't use them for work or interviews or anything.
Yeah, you're not working.
Who would you take with you?
I love the question, Mason. I'm going to go like stream of consciousness and just give you the first name that came to mind. And it would be Joe Ingles.
That's so what? You could have given me all day. Not that it's a bad choice.
We're talking about enjoyment.
Yeah.
He's the most normal dude I've covered. To give you an idea, I see him at Summer League from 15 feet away. He was kind of getting grabbed by a bunch of people, and his choice of how to say hello and make sure that he was being nice and checking in was that I got the middle finger from 20 feet away.
Of course. Yeah.
And this, but on a more meaningful note, a couple of years back wrote some stuff about he and his wife and all the things they do in the autistic community. One of their children is autistic, and he's got like this soft spot, good guy side to him, and then that guy that you for sure would love to have a few beers with. So I think he'd be a good pick.
Now, be honest. I want to see if we pulled it off or not. So, have you been asked that question before?
No.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Look at that.
Good work,
I swear to God, on my kids, I had no input on that. Like I said, I tried to feed him a couple questions for you. And he was like, Dad, I got this. And then there you go. Joe Ingles.
I mean, I went for the, like, who would fit in with the group and like be fun and be normal. I mean, there's a whole different conversation to have about like, who would you just be incredibly honored to share a meal with in the Caribbean? Like, sure, if you want to, invite Muhammad Ali to dinner, that would be awesome, but that's not someone who I know, and obviously.
Also, probably not, well, never mind. That's
not available.
Yeah, not available. Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right. Sam Amick joining us from The Athletic. And we learned something today. We learned a little bit about Joe Ingles. And you know what they say in all the focus groups? If you can learn a little bit from a radio show and talk about it at the water cooler, you've done your job. Sam, not that long from now will be media days galore, and we'll be starting back up our weeklies with you. So enjoy the rest of your summer and your senior sunrises and the tragedy, at least if you're a dad like me, and I think you are, of having both children in high school and the oncoming ticking clock of empty nest syndrome. But we don't worry about that today, Sam. That's for the future.
That's coming, buddy. You and I can be those old guys at the donut shop crying about how our kids left us.
Yeah, like wiping our eyes, but just saying it's dust. But
right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, I'm not. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, buddy. Take care. Thank you.
All right, guys. Enjoy your day at work with Pops, Mason. Good job, bud.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. Man of many words.
Yes.
Mason, blowing Sam away with the question. You stumped. You got him. And we got Joe Ingles out of that.
Good answer.
That's a very good answer.
Joe Ingles. That's a good choice.
Would you have thought that?
No, I don't think so.
No, me neither. You know what I always liked about Joe Ingles? Because what was the last team you remember him playing for?
Jazz.
The Jazz. That's right. Same here. Joe Ingles was always a guy with energy.
Yeah. And he's like Australian.
And he is like Australian.
He's got that accent.
You know where I think he got the energy from? Our good friends at American Energy, Heating and Air. That's right. Just roll your eyes at me. Hey, this is a paid sponsor, pal. These are friends.
I was just turning. I was turning my chair.
How do you think you got all those new clothes yesterday? Not those new clothes that you promptly spilled hot chocolate on the way in, but that's a whole different story. I will tell you this: Mason and his sister and his mother and I have enjoyed a nice, cool house because of our friends at American Energy. Now, we didn't have anything go wrong at this house per se, but that's because we had them come out and tune up our air conditioning system last year. Look, these summers are hot. We live in Sacramento or the greater Sacramento area. You know the drill. You know the deal. You know how that works. Right now, with it being back to school, there's an end of summer blowout on all the systems. $2,500 off full systems. Systems as low as $34 a week. free Wi-Fi thermostat on high-efficiency units. And you can call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Yeah, how about that? AmericanEnergyAir.com. That's AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. What do you think? Good? Does it make you want to buy an air conditioning system?
Yeah.
Maybe get a tune-up?
Yeah.
I mean, our house is cool all the time, right?
Exactly.
Hot in the warm in the winter? Yes. It's American Energy Heating and Air. Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's get back to the NFC. Sam saying, I mean, really, that was just a check-in with him, but
it's good to do it.
Interesting about expansion. I think that's coming. And I look, I don't care if Vegas is in or not. That seems as much a LeBron James money play as anything, but it's going to be good to have Seattle back in the league.
It'd be fabulous. I mean, I think it does make sense to have both. That was interesting that he said that. I mean, not a possibility of one, but two makes sense.
And then odds are probably Memphis, New Orleans, Memphis, Minnesota. There's going to be a couple that move to the Eastern Conference.
Some sort of tweak there. Yeah, they got to line that up a little bit better.
Will there be, and I know a lot of this is going to depend on play, how good they are, everything that goes into it. But do you think on the surface, at least the first couple of years, will there be some semblance of a rivalry between the Kings and Sonics? Or do you think people will
I don't think
not put that together?
They might put it together, but I don't think so.
I don't have any hatred for them.
Right.
In fact, I honestly think the Sonics coming back could actually introduce something that we've never really seen before. Like I could see a situation where their first appearance at certain arenas, maybe all arenas, they get met with an ovation as a way of like, we're so glad the Sonics are back in the NBA.
It could.
And the NBA, I think, is better with that. That city should never have not had an
NBA
team.
Well, it's like we said when it was going on, look, you guys deserve a team, just not this team. And so it's like, here we are back in that position. Let's make that happen.
100%. So it'd be like Minnesota without football. Minnesota without everything. Okay. Yeah.
Random spam call.
Just a rando spam call. Wouldn't it be great if it was actually spam? Just somebody telemarketing spam.
Yeah.
We have spam in our house, do we not?
You do?
Your mom eats spam like once a month, bro.
From what?
What are you talking about?
From a can.
From the can. The can of spam that's in the cabinet. You've had spam and eggs within the last 60 days, Holmes.
We have? I don't remember having spam in like the past month.
Okay. Because you eat cereal every day. That's the problem. You should remember. The Vikings 1 year ago, kind of the opposite of the Steelers in the sense that they didn't have any issues winning games. They were 13-4.
Yeah, they found ways to win games. So they were in a lot of close games. They actually were outscored last year, which is really hard to do to win 13-4.
You're 13-4 and you're outscored by your opponents. That has to be, if not a record, close to it. And I think I see here, and I didn't even remember that. It started out, or they went 11-0 in games decided by 8 or less.
Yeah. So they're just winning the close games, got blown out a couple of times. People didn't think they were good, and then they get to the playoffs, and they lose to the Giants in the first round.
Yeah, which Minnesota's weird, and I don't like doing this because I can't really find a logical reason. Am I off when I say that Minnesota, maybe out of any other, I don't know, maybe Minnesota and Dallas? Why is it that when I think of the Vikings, I think of a team that I absolutely refuse to trust their regular season record? Because it seems like every other year they're awesome in the regular season and just choke in the playoffs.
Just like last year.
Yeah, just like last year.
Yeah, that's a team that obviously has to prove it. I think Cousins, even the quarterback, gives you that vibe. Like there's stats to back up that he's been good, but you just kind of go, yeah, he's okay. But I think he's been better than okay, but it just, where's the big wins in the postseason? You'd take a lot of quarterbacks above him. Yeah, they've got a lot of that, I feel like, in that organization where they're not bad by any means, but they've never felt like they were great. They had that incredible win against the Bills last year.
Looking at that right now, it was 24-10 Bills, 27-10 Bills actually at one point in the third quarter with 4:21 gone.
Well, and I think they even had the other one against it was one of the largest comebacks ever. Was it the Colts or something?
Yeah.
Late in the year?
Where is it? I know exactly what. Yeah, it was 39-36, December 17th, overtime, just like the one was
but
against
what was
the
it
Bills.
early on?
It was, Jason, it was 36-7 with 4:53 left in the third quarter.
And they won that game.
The Colts were up, and they end up winning that game. And wasn't that broke Frank Reich's record, didn't
I think
it?
It did.
With the what was it, the Oilers?
Yeah.
36-7. They end up getting outscored, what was it, 32-0 to close out the game. And it was a Dalvin Cook 64-yard reception from Kirk Cousins to tie the game up. Greg Joseph in overtime, 39-36. And arguably the game of the year, and you could also make an argument in that game of the year conversation, was that Buffalo win where they won 33-30 November 13th. That was in Buffalo. We were just talking about that, and it was 27-10 Bills. And then the Vikings end up outscoring them 23-3 the rest of the way. So you saw these moments for Minnesota, but then
that's what they were, moments.
They were very much so.
Well, now you lose Dalvin Cook, so we're replacing him. We when we were doing the NFL Top 100, Justin Jefferson, number 2 overall, so they got a stud receiver.
Yeah.
Again, still have Kirk Cousins. I think their defense is okay. Brian Flores is their new defensive coordinator. That should be good.
Mm-hmm.
But and a division that's open for them now that the Packers are out, certainly, and not out, but without Rodgers, so.
TJ Hawkinson's going to do fine as your tight end. There's no problem there. Kirk Cousins is a guy that'll throw up numbers, no problem. Alexander Madison was just fine. I don't think he's the back that Dalvin Cook is, but it's the formula. Switch over to the guy on the rookie deal. He's going to be fine. He's going to, again, healthy. He'll be a 1,000-yard rusher almost certainly. Interesting that the Vikings spent their first-round pick, number 23, on Jordan Addison out of USC, especially considering they have the number 2 overall player in the league, according to NFL.com. The players that voted on that. So now they add in another receiver. The rich get richer. And by the way, KJ Osborne doesn't suck either. 60 catches, 650 yards, and 5 touchdowns for now what would appear to be your third option. And then you add in a defense that has Harrison Smith anchoring it, Marcus Davenport, Danielle Hunter. This is a decent enough defense in a division that no longer has Aaron Rodgers.
I feel like they're back to the spot though. They could go what they did last year, 13-4, 11-6, whatever, get in the postseason, and we'll all go, well, when are you going to lose? Right? They need to prove some postseason success. That's what they need to do.
1-800-920-1140. Let's go to Mitch. Mitch, you're on with my son Mason. Go ahead.
Hi there, Mason. Carmichael, happy birthday tomorrow, early.
Thank you, Mitch.
Sure, Mason will make it better. Jason, thanks for taking the call. First thing with the 49ers, what a nice problem to have, 3 quarterbacks. They're going to get some talent in return for whichever quarterback they decide to try to trade. And you were talking about Ohtani. He's definitely MVP, but if it wasn't for Ohtani, I think Corey Seager is having a great year. He's missed 40 games, and he's in the top 20 in many categories. Thanks for taking my call. Enjoy your weekend.
Hey, what's the beep in the background? Is that your fire alarm?
I'm paying for my stuff. I'm at the Dollar Tree.
Oh.
Everything's $1.25 now, but they still call it a dollar.
Oh, you're at the checkout at Dollar Tree. What'd you get?
Donuts, things for my daughter, my grandson, and my wife.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, have a great weekend. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Mason, your thoughts on what Mitch had to say?
I'm speechless.
Yeah? No, I mean, what did you think about the point he made about the thing?
The thing? Really?
Were you not
us all speechless?
I think you should say what the thing is.
Well, the thing is, were you not paying attention to our caller? That's rude.
My shoes were untied.
We'll take a break. Mason looks at me like I don't know.
He was doing sports research. Shout out Nate Littlefield.
Shout out Nate Littlefield. When we come back, let's go around the diamond and really take a moment to think about our friend Chris Watkins, who is he's very, very mad today. Also, if you wouldn't mind, since we're going to be mentioning Chris Watkins, would you get their current promo ready to go for Whitey and Watkins at some point during the next break? Yeah, he said no. We'll see what happens next right here on Sactown Sports.
How many national TV games will the Kings have this season? Will the Beam Team get the respect and schedule they've earned? When the NBA schedule drops, we've got you covered on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Thursday. Pleasant start to the day thanks to a bit of that Delta breeze. For the afternoon, we'll enjoy mostly sunny skies with light winds and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. Ready for a sizzling football season? Take your game day parties to the next level with Napoleon Prestige Grills from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Fire up the grill and score big with mouth-watering burgers, juicy steaks, and finger-licking wings. Napoleon Prestige Grills bring the heat and come complete with a lifetime warranty. Get your ultimate game day companion today. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and elevate your tailgate experience with Napoleon Prestige Grills. Green Acres Nursery and Supply, your one-stop shop for grilling greatness this football season. Visit idiggreenacres.com for the store near you. Game on!
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th with Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical pool, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park 2. Brought to you by Shane Company, Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning, and the United States Marines.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. If you're a small business owner, listen up. Pi Insurance wants to give you one of those aha moments, the kind that could save you money. Workers' comp is probably one of the biggest costs you face. But did you know that insurance providers have flexibility in setting their prices? That's right. But many don't bother giving small businesses the savings you deserve. Instead, you can get lumped in with other businesses and overcharged. Pi Insurance was created to change that. With Pi, you get a quote tailored specifically to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or go to trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Did you know the average person walks 100,000 miles in their lifetime? It's true. That's a whole lot of stress, strain, and pressure ultimately put on 2 feet. Hi, DC Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store. As a spokesperson for Good Feet, I run into all sorts of surprising foot-related facts. Like, despite relatively few Americans being born with foot issues, over time, 75% of all adults will experience painful foot or foot-related problems. By supporting all 4 arches of the foot, the Good Feet 3-step arch support system can help return your foot and whole body to its proper alignment. Come to the Good Feet store for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting it. He's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. Jay Mars messing up the board as usual. And my son, Mason. A couple questions for you, Mason, from the chat.
Oh, chat's checking in.
Questions from Mason. Yeah, exactly. Let me find a couple here. Let's see. Mason, what's your favorite sport to play?
Basketball.
Basketball. Really? You like basketball more than... Yeah, you do. More than soccer, right?
Yeah.
Pretty close?
Yeah.
Mason gave up on baseball about 5 years ago. You ever going to get back into baseball?
Probably not.
No? Why not?
It's just boring to play.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here real quick? Who is your favorite Sacramento King?
Ooh. At this point, probably like Malik Monk.
Really?
Wow, okay.
It's kind of changed.
Who was it?
Probably like Fox.
Yeah.
Before, but
Now you like Malik Monk. That's your guy?
yeah.
Sabonis?
Eh.
Eh.
Well, because he's white.
No, dude, just because I'm saying. You like Malik Monk? That's your guy?
Yeah.
Have you thought about a military career? No, it's a question from Dwayne Baker. Has Mason thought about a military career like your pop?
No, not really.
No?
I'm sorry.
Mason, wow, don't want to serve our country.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm disappointment.
I'm still recovering from a minute ago. Mason, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Honestly, I got no idea. Probably making like an average salary or whatever.
Mason, tell us a fail story about your dad. He fell in the pool, tripped down the stairs.
Oh, this is good. Slipped
in dog poop. What do you got for us? Yeah. Do you have a fail story about me?
One time we were watching a movie in your room, my dad's room, and
I don't know the story.
And during the movie, this dude farted in his.
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
Nah, he farted in his mouth so bad we had to leave the room for like 30 minutes.
I remember that was like a year ago, I think, as a matter of fact.
No, it was like 5 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
We were watching the Peanuts movie.
That's your fail story? That's like a success story, bro.
Well, you don't really fall down.
Okay. Great question, guys. During the Peanuts movie?
Yes.
He remembers it. It's got to be true.
That's like something he got scarred by.
Yeah. Traumatized.
Okay. Well, that's enough questions for Mason as we move. Honestly, I don't think that's a fail story. I think that's a successful parenting story. Chris Watkins is mad, not because of that. Because we had a no-hitter yesterday, Jason.
Yeah, he does not like those. We heard this before, and I look, they're pretty special. They're pretty spectacular.
I agree with you. I think they are spectacular. And it's one of those things where it's almost like winning a sports lottery.
Yeah.
Because you don't get an opportunity to see one that often. Here's what it sounded like.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting in. He's under it. He has space. Makes the catch. And Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
All right.
And it's the first time it's ever happened to the Nationals was the Washington Nationals. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. You're not into baseball that much. We've talked about that. But if we're watching TV and you see somebody's 3 outs, 6 outs away from a no-hitter, does that make a difference? Do you want to watch and see if they get the no-hitter, or is that still boring?
Well, yeah, I would watch a baseball game in the final innings. It's just like the first 6 innings is kind of like a slog.
No, but what if somebody's got a no-hitter going? Does that excite you?
I would watch.
Which would you rather see? Would you rather see a game from start to finish that was a no-hitter, or would you rather see a game from start to finish that had 8 home runs?
8 home runs ain't a lot. I'd probably pick the no-hitter.
Because it's special?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, our guy Chris Watkins in the middays,
he wants runs. And I mean, I get it. Runs are more exciting in that sense, but once you kind of have to wait till about the 5th or 6th inning on this no-hitter to get
right.
Hey, you're like, hey, we're witnessing something that could be special here.
And then because there's no more superstitious sports than baseball, everyone's got what do you think, Jason, is the appropriate time for there to be, whether it's announcers, graphics, ESPN cut-ins, maybe a bottom line drop? What's the appropriate time to
6 innings?
Is it
through
really?
6?
I'm
yeah,
surprised.
9 outs to go.
Okay.
What, you thought sooner?
I honestly thought it would be later for you.
Okay.
I thought maybe, I figured it would be either 3 or 6 outs. So 9 outs left, you think?
I think so.
Is that when you, let's say you're watching the whole game, is that also when you start thinking about it, or is it earlier?
Well, yeah, probably about then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
When you start thinking about it, but then I wonder for players if that's still a thing. I imagine it is, where as you get later in the game, you talk to the pitcher less and less.
Yeah, I don't know, because didn't he have 4 walks too? So I mean, there were some base runners, there's
yeah.
activities going on, and so you're maybe not always thinking about the fact that he didn't have any hits.
124 pitch no hitter, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. The first time, as you said, the Nationals have been no hit. Shohei Ohtani got his 10th win.
Nice.
Of the season.
But against the Giants.
Behind a Mike Moustakas 3-run jack.
Go ahead, run in scoring position. And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
And I'd said it earlier when we talked about this at the beginning of the show. There was a point during this game where Ohtani had 6 innings. He had given up 1 run unearned, and the Angels were down 1-0.
Right.
And it just felt like one of those games, and I'm just guessing here, but it just felt like one of those games where had they ended up losing 1-0, had he taken the loss, I think he'd already gotten on base once or twice via walk, and he could get no run support plus the errors.
Yeah.
They might have just broken him.
Well, plus they've been sliding out of the wild card race. They really needed this win, so they got it. They rallied, but he did his part, and his team wasn't helping him in the early part of the game.
And the bad news keeps getting worse for the Giants. AJ Pollock, their big,
the big signing,
big acquisition. Yeah. Excuse me. He is now out for at least 3 weeks with an oblique injury, and this is already a team that is quite light in certain areas, including that one. That's I don't know. We went over this earlier, and we went over the schedule, dude. It's kind of stupid and I understand that, to proclaim a team dead, especially a team like the Giants that just make no sense when it comes to their win-loss record, who they beat, who they lose to. But they are 9 games over 500. They are 2.5 games safe of being in the wild card, just a game behind the Phillies for the top spot. But then, as you pointed out, you look ahead at their schedule starting tomorrow, and they better enjoy this little day off they have, because Texas in for 3. Texas, a very good team. Tampa Bay in for 3. that is about as tough a 6-game homestand as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Then
it gets worse.
Then it gets worse because you're on the road against the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. Then Philadelphia, who has won 7 of 10, they're heating up. And then, okay, you come back home for Atlanta for 3. You get Cincinnati in for 3, which is a mix and match. Who knows? And who knows what the heck San Diego that team's going to be doing when they go on the road for 4. And then they go to Wrigley against the Cubs. And the Cubs have been a revelation at moments this year. They stand just 2.5 behind the Brewers, and the Reds tied right with them at 2.5 back.
Yeah, Giants are going to earn this if they get through this gauntlet here.
It's going to be one of those things where they're just going to have to and you look at the injuries, you look at what's piling up for them, you look at the lack of standout talent on the team. They do it with smoke and mirrors, and that's something that Giants fans kind of expect. But when you look at that schedule coming up and you're down the stretch and these teams are trying to peak for the postseason and all that, it's really, really tough to see a road for them to not fall 2.5 back to ruin that 2.5 game lead in the wild card. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, and a few more things for you. We'll get to that in the final hour, starting in just 20 minutes next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Trent Williams said he started golfing in February. So he says he shot 86 mulligans. Nobody was there. Told everybody. They said, let's play the next day. He goes out, shoots a 110. There's no way.
There's literally no way.
Never tell him that.
There's a 0% chance.
You can tell him that.
I will not. I absolutely will not. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe Trent Williams is just like testing everyone. He's like, yeah, I shot a 74. That's what I thought. Exactly.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Enjoy the prime grilling season today with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Who is hot, Jay? Who?
I would like to know.
All right.
I would like to know who's hot.
Weston Wilson.
Weston Wilson.
Yes, last night he became the sixth Philly to homer in his first career at-bat and first since Marlon Anderson did it in 1998. Wilson's homer traveled 429 feet, the furthest by a player to hit a home run in his first career AB since Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Knew it.
Hit one
Sacramento's own.
457 feet in his 2016 debut.
That's pretty far.
All rise.
Who's not?
Who is not?
Shohei Ohtani.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought he was the greatest player of all time in everything in all the world.
The world.
After last night's game against the Giants, Ohtani has now gone 11 career games against San Francisco without hitting a home run. His most games played without a home run against any single opponent.
Maybe he shouldn't become a Giant.
Yeah, can't hit home run. Well, actually, no, maybe he should.
Yeah, because then he doesn't have to worry about it. Because he's playing for the Giants, as a matter of fact.
Well, then he shouldn't go to the Dodgers.
Shohei Ohtani signs with the Giants. Does he get a splash hit?
Yeah.
Yes. Many.
Lots?
Yes.
What do they change it to with Ohtani's name? It would no longer be McCovey Cove. Because that'll be in the contract, right? You got to change the Cove.
Ohtani Ocean.
There you go. Perfect.
Ohtani Ocean.
Billy's brother.
You know, he's good. Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Billy Ohtani.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani is going to land many a ball in the Cove.
Yes.
100%. I have a couple things for y'all.
Okay.
I have, according to Hoops Hype, top 15 shooting guards for the 2023 season.
Shooting last season or coming up?
Coming up.
Okay.
Is this in any particular order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 15, Anthony Simons. Number 14, Austin Reeves.
Wow.
Klay Thompson, 13. McCollum, 12. Jalen Green, 11. Tyler Hero, 10. Dejounte Murray, Bradley Beal, Desmond Bane, Tyrese Maxey, Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown, 4. Donovan Mitchell, 3. Anthony Edwards, 2. Devin Booker, 1. Now, we can pick that apart all day long. I just want to ask this. Is that Kevin Huerter disrespect?
Is it Malik Monk disrespect?
Well, Malik Monk's not even, I mean,
you don't have to be a starter.
I get it, I guess. Yeah, but I imagine
that combo should be up there.
I can I just ask,
who was 15 through 10 again?
15 through 10. Anthony Simons, Austin Reeves, Klay Thompson, McCollum, Jalen Green, Tyler Hero. Am I missing something? Or is Austin Reeves the most overrated player in the NBA right now?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
What is going on with that?
Well, LeBron said he's great.
But
Sweet.
right there is exactly why. That is exactly it, in my opinion. Listen, Austin Reeves is a fine basketball player.
It's a great story. I've
really good player.
Other than he's a Laker, I have
it's
nothing
the
against
fact
Austin
that
Reeves.
LeBron James puts him on this pedestal. Like you saw him in the game against Puerto Rico the other night for the FIBA US team.
Yeah.
Like LeBron James just hyping him up on socials. That's why. Honest to God, if Austin Reeves played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, nobody would be talking about him like this.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's the Laker and the LeBron connection.
You think that's the only reasons?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
So his name's Austin.
I mean, look, I will admit this. I had similar feelings about Alex Caruso when he was getting hyped up.
Yeah.
And Alex Caruso has turned out to be
nice.
A heck of an NBA player, especially defensively.
But would you say the hype around him has died down since going to Chicago?
Caruso, I would 100% agree, and I think he's become a better player since he went to Chicago.
So
I
there
totally
you
agree
go.
with you. And when you go, look, I know this isn't everything, but when you go head-to-head Austin Reeves versus Kevin Huerter, it's not particularly close. Kevin Huerter is better than him pretty much, with the exception of a half an assist. He's either slightly better or better than him across the board.
In career or last year's stats?
Just looking at last year.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, career.
That's true.
Because
different. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be fair to Reeves, but
I think career Huerter would have him by a mile.
I think he would too. It made me think less about I don't care about the rankings, but it made me start thinking not only Austin Reeves being a little overhyped, but also I feel like the world is kind of soured on Kevin Huerter and DeMontis Sabonis in a way because of the playoffs. And by the way, they both have flaws, and Herder had some rough months. Don't get me wrong. He's not perfect.
Herder didn't have a great playoffs, and that's just it. I think it's recency bias.
It really is.
And I think a big part of it is because a lot of national media that are putting these lists together, they didn't watch a lot of Kings basketball until that Golden State series.
They're like, oh, they're frauds. Yeah. That's interesting. I hope they're both pissed off. I hope Sabonis and Herder just have chips on their shoulder. And those chips happen in every workout and went to it. You have a lot. I mean, look, you and Kevin Herder, who I'm surprised you didn't say was your favorite player.
Oh,
you both have
He's Isaiah's favorite player.
Yeah, see? I mean, but with red hair.
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
How quickly we forget.
There are times.
You know why? He was too busy reading all the Austin Reeves hype.
There is a New York LA halo for sure.
There is 100% a New York LA halo. But there are times when you guys are making shots, both times when your free throws are trash.
Yeah, who's hot, who's not.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, who's not? This guy from the free throw line.
Can we talk about the 2 of 6 free throw shooting?
Yeah. Because I bring your stats on the air, bro.
Job.
And I don't think it got much better. I missed your next game. I was out of town, but I don't think it got much better. What would you shoot from the line the next game?
I'm not much better.
Yeah, I think it was 2 of 6 again, wasn't it?
What's going on there?
It's weird because I
not bending your knees enough.
Before recently, I was practicing my free throws a lot, and then I kind of let up a little to work on other stuff, and then I just started doing terrible on my free throws.
2 of 6.
If you played your dad 1-on-1, who wins?
I answered honestly.
I would say yes.
Yes, what?
I would win.
You would win?
Yes.
1-on-1?
Yes.
Bro, you are tripping.
What are you talking about?
I will trash you. You know that. Come on.
You haven't played in like 10 years.
Dude, we just played in the pool the other day, and I dunked on your dome. I dunked right on your head.
No, if it's a normal rim, I win.
Oh, okay, we're playing. Oh, you know what? We're playing 1-on-1 then. And then you're going to come in here, and you're going to call in and apologize. You really think you beat me 1-on-1?
Oh, no. Well, but if I win, then you have to apologize.
I will.
Yes, that's fair.
If you win, I'll get a tattoo of Mason on my arm.
Okay, well,
be careful.
That's just too far.
I'd say it'd be permanent.
I
mean, you might have me slightly from cardio.
Well, yeah, but what would you try to like post up or something?
Of course I'm gonna.
You would miss like a hook shot or 2 or 5.
Wow.
Trash talking.
Dang, 2 of 6. I love it though.
2 of 6 over here is trash talking.
Jason, you mentioned the LA New York halo.
Yeah.
This will be a controversial question. Does Jalen Brunson have a New York halo right now? And I know he's really good.
He is really good.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of one, but I think he's earned that one.
I do too, but also again, I used to say the same comparison I make with Austin Reeves. If Jalen Brunson's in Minnesota, is everybody like drooling?
Unless you're just well, Edwards gets a lot of attention, but he's really good.
He's really good.
But if he was in LA or
if he was exactly a Knick or a Laker, he would be God right now.
That's probably
true. I think so. I think if you're not in one of those major markets, you have to be Giannis. You have to by the way, here, let's
just Fox is a Laker.
Let's do the most obvious one. Well, yeah, Fox is a Laker. I was gonna say, what if Nikola Jokic plays for the Knicks? The savior of the NBA has finally come.
The double unicorn.
Truly the center of the NBA.
Yeah, 100,000%. It's ridiculous. And if you played for the Lakers, they would have changed the logo to Nikola Jokic looking tired.
They would have took crypto out. Jokic.com arena.
Jokic.com arena, 100%. What was the other thing I had for you guys here real quick?
They would have the pictures of him and Kareem together holding the trophy.
Yes.
Getting more details now on this Phil Mickelson book, another Phil Mickelson book coming out. The book is called Gambler's Secrets from a Life of Risk.
Is it a gambling book or a book to read?
It's a book to read, but it's about gambling.
It's a gamble.
Call it Kevin.
The guy, professional gambler, renowned professional gambler, Billy Walters, wrote this book with Armin Katayan. He says, amongst other things, that Phil Mickelson, from 2010 to 2014, made 858 bets of $220,000 or more, 1,115 bets of $110,000. He estimates Mickelson endured losses of approximately $100 million while betting over $1 billion over the past 3 decades. That's a lot, guys. Now, here's what's funny. According to the book excerpts, in September of 2012, Mickelson called Walters from the Medina Country Club during the 39th Ryder Cup and asked Walters to place a $400,000 wager on him on the United States to win.
Oh, betting on his own team.
Walters responded by scolding Mickelson, quote, "Have you lost your blanking mind? Don't you remember what happened to Pete Rose? You're seen as the modern-day Arnold Palmer."
He was.
"You'd risk all that for this? I want no part of it." He added he did not know if Mickelson ended up placing the bet elsewhere.
Probably.
Under a different name. He's like, yeah, enter it under Bryson DeChambeau.
Right. Well, I can't believe Brooks Koepka did this.
Or did he just go straight Pete Mickelson?
One other note.
Tiger Woods.
With this guy alone, he made 3,154 bets in 2011.
That's a lot.
And he placed 43 bets in one day on Major League Baseball games.
Ah,
He loves his baseball.
He is really Pete Rose of this generation, isn't he?
We know you love your baseball, but oh my God. Have you changed your mind about gambling?
No.
Have you changed your mind about baseball, seeing that Phil Mickelson put 43 bets?
No, not really.
Have you changed your mind on you beating your dad in one-on-one?
No.
Cannot believe you said that, bro.
It's just a fact.
Trash you,
I'm sorry.
dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it.
I feel like you did want to say it. I feel like you've been wanting to say it for a long time. And
No.
you took
Truth comes out.
You took a cheap shot
Well,
on
it
the
was-
radio.
Well, you're the one who asked.
Could you guard your dad in the post?
No. Really?
It would be tough. But
Yeah. You better be hitting your jumpers, bro.
I feel like I could block you like once.
If he comes out to defend you, can you get around him with no problem?
Yes.
Dude,
he's calling you slow.
I'm gonna have to
and
drug
old.
test my child. You
It's
need me
on.
to block my shot in the post.
Can we
Bro,
get this on video?
well, like-
we need,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
we
I'm
need
gonna
more
have to
stuff for
yeah.
SactownSports.com.
What would you do?
In the post?
What would you do?
I do what I've done since you were a kid, man. I would
Skyhook.
I'd back you down because I outweigh you by 100 pounds. I'm about 6 inches taller than you.
100.
Okay, fine, 50. And then, I'd start doing the dream shake on you. Maybe a little fake right, fake left,
Is
little
that a shake?
underhand scoop.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can dream shake.
Like a dream shuffle.
Dream Frosty.
And then if it's winners outs, I don't even know how you're getting the ball back. What are
Would
you going to do, steal it?
Would you do like a hook shot?
Maybe.
You're
not blocking my hook.
I think you would, because you haven't done hook shots in a while. I don't think you would.
I'll do a hook shot from a foot away, which is where I'll be.
I don't know.
And then you're going to be like, ooh.
He's gonna do the mic and drill on you.
I don't even know what that is.
I know.
When we return, the Niners at 9 bring on the Vegas Raiders. We'll talk about that next.
Jimmy G and the Raiders take on the 49ers Sunday, August 13th from Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. And Sactown Sports has all your coverage.
Kyle's offense versus Josh offense just different. Lines like that is the first step, and then just relearning the language. Basically, like going Spanish to French, something like that.
The voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, has the kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Your home for the 49ers.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting in, he's under it. He has space, makes the catch, and Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at SactownSports.com. And coming up today at 8 a.m., the Athletic Sam Amick joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
We are your home of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, we are.
We'll have their games for you.
Including this weekend.
Including this weekend as they open the preseason versus the Las Vegas Raiders. As we get to the Niners, want to remind you, SactownSports.com, your home for the best Niner coverage around. Also, all kinds of different things, including this article just out right now, where they ask us, the hosts, why are more people heading to the ballpark this year? You can hear from Whitey and Chris and Jason. Jason, you wrote a book. You gave 4 sub-reasons why. Oh, I got a little
wordy.
A little no, I mean, it's well done.
Last time, our last combo effort, you had
I misunderstood the assignment. I wrote a whole damn column.
Yeah.
But I got a little, yours is way longer than mine. Look at
personal.
That. Yeah, that is. My goodness gracious. So check that out. SactownSports.com. The Niners are in Vegas right now going through joint practices with the Raiders today.
Yeah, like literally now because it's so hot there in Henderson.
Yeah.
I think they had 8:30 workouts.
It's so dumb. Like for real. We talked about this before, but the Raiders go from Napa to Henderson.
I know. The most picturesque, beautiful, comfortable place to Henderson, Nevada, where it's probably, I don't know what it is today, 100 and something.
100 and God knows
100 and hot.
What? Yeah. Also, can we get off the chat, please, everyone, talking about how I'm 5'10"?
You are not 5'10".
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
With shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. With those elevator shoes on. So they're going to be, look, as a football fan and as a Niner fan, I look at this stuff going on this week, and I understand the necessity. Also, I am just praying somebody doesn't get hurt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the whole goal of preseason. I mean, I know there's other stuff, but
right.
you just don't want any kind of injury of substance.
And
Well, really any injury.
It's not the general, of course you hope nobody gets hurt. I mean, that goes without saying. Yeah. But you add in, these guys have now, for a couple weeks now, they've been practicing amongst themselves. You're practicing against your teammates. The intensity can't be as high as you want it because you don't want to hurt anyone. So you're going not full bore. And these guys are in a bad mood. They just want to hit something. And now they finally are going to go up against another team that they can just unleash hell on both sides. You got guys that are trying to make a team that want to make an impression. Oh, by the way, and it's going to be hot as, heck down there. That is an absolute recipe. Like I made a prediction earlier about fights. I think that's too easy. My prediction is one of these practices will be ended prematurely because they're just going to not be able to stop brawling with each other. And that's what I worry about with the injury. Then they go and play each other in the game Sunday, and someone's getting their head taken off.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the coaches utilize the joint practices even more intensely than they do the actual preseason game that we're all going to get to see.
Right.
Because the reason for this is to really try some of the stuff you're doing against other competition than your own. And even if the quarterbacks are wearing red jerseys and don't hit these guys, doesn't mean an edge rusher's not going all out on a left tackle or a right tackle and gets pushed into the QB. Those kind of things can happen, but it's a violent sport to begin with. And, you're talking about injuries, Dave. The Niners are the perfect example. I really wish we could have seen that NFC Championship game with a healthy Brock Purdy for multiple reasons.
Absolutely.
One, a better game, but two, Brock Purdy in yet another high leverage situation to see how he would have done. And I think that we were in the makings of what would have been a classic game, and injuries changed the whole thing.
Right. And so we have all of these unknowns. You're also not going to probably see at all, and understandably so, Brock Purdy whatsoever.
Right.
It's just tough, man. It's tough to really get a good look on things, and then everything's going to lead into Sunday. And I don't know. It'd be nice to talk to a coach about this, about the productive value of, you have to have practices, and it makes sense to have joint practices. You can only practice against each other so much, but you also have to wonder too, for example, the Niners offense, no offense to the Raiders, Niners offense has been going against the Niner defense.
Yeah.
The Raider defense is not the Niner defense. And so it does make you wonder if a guy like Trey Lance just goes and just absolutely destroys everyone. Well, is that because he's been playing against, on and off one of the number one defenses in the league?
Yeah, I mean, it's, in these things too. Like, I was just out at Sac State football practice the other day, and one of their things they were doing was full pads, and we'll call it tackle, but they weren't taking guys to the ground, if that makes sense. So it's like,
sure,
I got you wrapped up. Even I might have even hit you pretty hard, but I'm going to do my best to not take you to the ground and try to limit injuries that way. I don't know if the Niners and Raiders are doing that. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But not everybody's always good at that. It's easier to do it when it's your own teammate as opposed to, oh, this is my one chance instinctually as a defensive player. I got a clean look here. Blast away. You just don't know.
No, you don't. And you're not going to know until it actually happens. And again, these guys have been, they've been pent up. They want to hit someone. They want to hit them hard. They're tired of holding back. This is when people, football players start to get a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
They are, I don't like comparing athletes to animals in the sense of other than like a lion that is pacing back and forth in a cage. And I feel like it's almost like, a boxing match or an MMA fight. Sure. You get to the weigh-ins, these guys,
They're ready.
And they just want to get in and take each other's heads off. And that's what it's going to be. You're going to have 11 guys on each side pacing back and forth like lions and tigers and bears.
Oh, my.
And then boom, they go at it with each other. In the meantime, John Lynch said this about a day ago on Nick Bosa's holdout.
I don't like not having one of our best players here. We've got a really good track record that I'm proud of as a group of having our players in. But I also understand it and understand that we're going to have to exhibit some patience and understand that ultimately this thing will work out.
Yeah, and I think yesterday when we talked to Emil, our Sactown Sports 49ers insider, he made a lot of sense. I mean, there's some talk around that they may just be doing this for everybody's best interest, protecting Bosa, protecting the rest of the Niners. Look, he's working out. He won't need a lot of reps, and so just sign him. He's going to get a huge payday. They know it. They want him. Let's just give him a little bit extra time off, and he'll be ready to go.
Here's what the coach said.
So parts of it were very, very compelling and exciting. And it was Apple. And it was, in our backyard. And but I think the base price, the guaranteed price, the fact that there was no linear and that it was subscription based.
Wait, what
none
is
of
this?
us, we were trying to think, well, it's going to be
The wrong clip?
selling,
No.
candy bars for Little League. Or
That's Robert Robbins talking about the Pac-12 proposal.
Yeah, I was
that
gonna say.
doesn't make sense.
No, it does
And this
not.
whole thing, yeah, they mislabeled it. Here we go. Kyle Shanahan.
I don't know if Bosa's ever done a training camp, and he's done pretty good. And it's a little different when you're a D lineman. I mean, just how everybody wants people here, and you want to do that stuff, but it doesn't affect the team as much from a DN standpoint. I have as much confidence in Nick as any player I've ever been around in terms of how he prepares and everything. And I know they're going to get it right, both sides, and I'm excited for when I do see him.
My son Mason is in studio with us today. Are you going to watch Raiders-Niners preseason with me Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're watching preseason, how much of it are you watching to figure out who's going to be good this year from a football standpoint, and how much of it are you using to study for your fantasy teams?
I mean, I don't really use the actual games for fantasy. I just look at the stats.
Yeah.
Online. And
you're in the league with your mother, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to be in the league with me and Uncle Phil this year.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be a big one. He's stepping up.
Yeah, aren't you guys pairing up together?
Yeah, we're not that Uncle Phil. My buddy Phil, myself, and him we're all going to team up on a
Nice.
team. But Mason's the one drafting.
Okay.
Dude.
News to you, huh?
Because we knew if we didn't make you draft, you would just defer to us the whole time. It's not like you're going to step up and be like, no, I think we should draft this guy. So you're in charge. I'm not even going to tell you how much the entry fee is either. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'm gonna have to study up.
And if we don't win or finish in the money, just making. Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch? We'll get to that at 9:27. But before that, I want to look at the Niners and their depth charts and exactly what, if anything, stands out. We're going to break just 1 minute on your home of the Niners, SactownSports.com.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
45 minutes to go. Whitey Watkins. Well, we're going to have to figure this out. I think you're going to have to move over next to me. Not now, but when they come in.
I already sense team dissension for your fantasy squad. Just brief talk in that last minute. You guys are already disagreeing.
All right, he's apparently Mason is not hot on Chris McCaffrey this year.
Wow.
You know, we talk about this a lot in pro sports, and I think we should talk about it in fantasy sports.
Yeah.
Owners meddling in player personnel, sir.
So you're saying, and what you mean in this sense is,
You're meddling.
being the owner,
Yeah.
and messing with the player personnel.
Yes.
Yeah, you've given him full rights to draft, so let him draft.
Well, he was trying to talk garbage because I gave him crap last year about picking Justin Jefferson early in the first round.
Who was the best receiver?
The best receiver. I was just thinking, generally you want to go. Here's the rules of the last few years.
Dolan, you need to calm down in there.
You go running back in the first round, and I think really the exceptions there are probably Mahomes. I've seen Kelsey go a couple times in the first round. It turned out fine. But, you shouldn't talk garbage when you – where did you finish last year?
I was 11th, but I'm saying that one pick.
Yeah.
I was talking about the one pick.
You got the first round right.
Yeah.
All the other picks were not.
Oh, am I channeling Shooter McGavin? Yeah, that's great. Where'd you finish?
Can I finish?
Gold jacket. Can I finish? The Niners have the first release of their depth chart this year. And as far as things that stand out, I'll tell you what stood out. The quarterback position, where I've never seen this before. It says Trey Lance or Sam Darnold in the 2 spot. That's Kyle.
It's not decided.
They're having fun.
Yeah. It's not decided. The one that stood out to me is it's obviously the way it's first listed, and this will be for this weekend's game. Just no Bosa there. And it doesn't mean he's going to be a part of the team. That's not the point. But, how much more well-rounded that defense will be with him in there, with him getting the reps, the reigning defensive player of the year, former defensive rookie of the year. He's just so good.
He is on any list of best defensive players.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because there's a couple things I'm looking for in this game.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, obviously, first and foremost, is going to be how does Trey Lance perform? How does Sam Darnold perform?
Sure.
I'm really, really curious as to where Javon Kinlaw is going to be at in these actual games. You're not going to figure anything out from one game, but the hype, we talked about this with Emil Fergoso yesterday, the hype on Javon Kinlaw, who, again, was your DeForest Buckner replacement, did not pan out. He's had injuries. He's had issues. But everything you hear out of camp, if it's not about Brandon Ayuk, if it's not about Trey Lance or Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold, it's Javon Kinlaw and how insanely good he's looked.
And that's just, think about that. If he is to what the potential that they talked about, if he can do that, that's pretty exciting to a defense that's already really lethal. One of the best in the league. A defense that can win them games on their own.
Yes.
Taking the pressure off Brock Purdy and whoever else is quarterback.
That's the thing. It's that defense, as you said, on its own is going to win them some games this year. And hopefully in a situation where it's not going to win them some games by bailing out the offense. But
just by dominating.
Exactly. It's just a matter of Hargrave, Bosa, Warner, Greenlaw, Ward, Hufanga, Gibson.
A bunch of those guys ended up in the top 100.
Yes. We forget all about Sean Gibson, who had a revelation year last year. Every couple of weeks, we stop on the whole. What are the Niners' weakness? What is their big weakness?
Yeah.
And I keep going back to, and I'm nitpicking. Secondary?
I guess. Look, not a perfect team, but a really good team, loaded, deep, experienced. I think they're in the sweet spot of, I think one of the camp questions that's come around has been, is their championship window closing? I don't even know how to define that. I think they still have some really good young players.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of in football, you just kind of reshape and retool, and you can be the Steelers, the Ravens, the Patriots that are good all the time. But the Niners have a lot of good players right now. So I don't think their window's closing.
It's almost like they're too stacked.
Yeah.
Like they are just ridiculously stacked. And by the way, I'm missing the obvious because it is obvious. What is the 49ers weakness? Well, I don't know if it's weakness or question mark, but we're obviously the elephant in the room's quarterback.
Right. That's number one.
That's number one. That's the one that, do they have 3 average quarterbacks, or is one of those guys really good? Is Kyle Shanahan going to try different situations where he's utilizing multiple quarterbacks in a game, which there's been no hint of that happening yet. But then again, we also don't know what kind of poker hand he's playing either.
I don't think he is. It feels like he's talking up Purdy too much, and I think that's him. I don't think he's going to do anything tricky here.
And we keep going back to the fact that Brock Purdy has yet to lose a game in which he's finished the game.
Yeah,
he
started and finished.
He has started and finished. He is undefeated. And that's in a pretty large sample size. That also includes playoff wins, 2 of them as well, and was 4 for 4 when he got hurt against the Eagles.
Well, the funny thing is, I don't think it's a large enough sample size, but they do, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what I just think has he done enough, because I feel like people will say that Trey Lance hasn't been given enough of an opportunity. And I agree with that, but yet this is just a few more games, and it's been deemed enough of a sample size.
I know that, Jay has done this mind trick with me that I think is important. You have too. And I do think it's important, all jokes aside, that let's just take Mr. Irrelevant off of Brock Purdy and slap it on Trey Lance. And let's take number 3 off of Trey Lance and slap it on Brock Purdy. And let's say that, for some reason, Brock Purdy, beginning of last year, wasn't in there, and Trey Lance started and got hurt, and Purdy came in and did his thing. Wouldn't we be talking? There would be no question as to who QB1 is.
Right.
There would be no controversy whatsoever, and we'd simply be talking about how finally, when number 3 picked Brock Purdy, who they gave up all that capital for, when number 3 picked Brock Purdy finally got an opportunity to start for this team, he was everything they wanted and more, Jay.
Dare I say, and you have to factor in also this, and I say this all the time, is, we look at the pick. Brock Purdy's like 6'1".
Yeah.
There would be people on the internet making Drew Brees comps.
There have been people on the internet making Drew Brees.
If he's number 3, there's a lot of people making Drew Brees comps.
Oh, and by the way, when I say that, I don't mean in the positive way either, saying he's no Drew Brees. Drew Brees is one of the few guys.
No, I'm saying in a positive way. Like, dude,
right.
It's the second coming of Drew Brees.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It's and when you really think about that, should the opinions of a bunch of GMs pre-draft, when all the time we see XYZ picked in the 6th round that makes the Pro Bowl in 2 years. In the NBA, it's Nikola Jokic and Draymond Green and a couple other guys. In the NFL, every year there's a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th rounder that makes the Pro Bowl, and it matters less and less in football. So why do we punish people for the fact that GMs screwed up?
Oh, the other side of that too is that I think doesn't get talked about enough. I'll ask you both this: if Brock Purdy has a good season his final year in college, and it's at Notre Dame and not Iowa State, does that change the perception as well?
It does.
I think so.
Yeah, 100% it does.
You're talking about a guy who's not that tall. You're talking about a guy that played at a smaller school, still a major school, but they're not an SEC team. They're not. We get it. And you're talking about a guy again who was Mr. Irrelevant. Hell, I think that we wouldn't be having these conversations. Screw number 3. What if he went in the 5th round, 4th round?
True. Yeah.
And it's especially funny when you consider that for the first time in 21 years, we're about to go into a football season without a guy who was picked 199th. And
That's true.
And he ended up doing okay.
It worked out great. I mean, obviously, I think many will consider the greatest player of all time. And I don't know that Purdy's tracking that, but he's done enough to impress Shanahan, who's got a pretty good track record with quarterbacks.
Well, that's the thing. Is Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, going to end up being the greatest player of all time? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
I think that's safe. Safe call.
But if Brock Purdy is...
He didn't have to be that.
Just slightly above the average, if he's just good.
Yeah.
If Brock Purdy
just this team's quarterback,
right.
That's all he needs to be. It's like without hesitation.
Brock Purdy makes 2 or 3 Pro Bowls.
Be great.
Wins a Super Bowl. Yeah, it's one of the greatest stories in NFL history.
Yeah. And it's just fine for the Niners. That's all they need. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at what to watch before we get to streaking and see how that went. In the meantime, let's drive on over to my friends just 5 minutes from the airport at Hoblet Dodge and talk about all the amazing deals that they've got going on right now. Come here, Mason. Come here. All day long you've been slacking. I'm right here so you can see that. Get the microphone. All right, I'm gonna give you the me give you read that line right there. How much can you save there?
Save up to $14,000 up off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Limited, Laramie, and Longhorn.
All right, you guys speak into the mic too, because they're paying for this. You can also save up to $16,000 off MSRP when you lease a new 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid. And are the prices beatable, Mason? Read that line.
They're not beatable.
No? What does it say there?
Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
And then when you go down a line there, is there anything you can take advantage of?
Take advantage of federal and state rebates with a new plug-in hybrid.
Anything I can go see at Hoblet?
See Hoblet's true pricing at hobletdodge.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees, add-on, or surprises.
Are they the number 5 Ram truck dealer?
Nope. The number 1 Ram truck dealer in California and number 3 in the USA.
That's right. Well done. Thank you. You've earned your dinner. That's Hoblet Dodge. Get out there right now. Go to hobletdodge.com. Search, select, and save at hobletdodge.com. No hassle, no pressure ever. Dealership. What to watch next? Sactown Sports.
Will Brandon Ayuk emerge as a star in the Bay this season?
Now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk.
Can Fred Warner lead the Niners defense to another deep playoff run?
And Fred Warner with the INT.
Pick City, baby.
Will Brock Purdy hold on to his starting quarterback job?
Purdy going to drop back to pass, try to run forward and go to the end zone standing.
Down and Purdy, baby.
Tune into Niners at 9 every day on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
There's fun for the whole family at Sutter Health Park. Join the River Cats every Saturday with the purchase of the Family Fun Pack. Starting at only $89, the Family Fun Pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 4 exclusive River Cats hats. Take your fan experience to the next level with the Governor's Club Family Pack and enjoy the post-game fireworks show from the field. Make your plans to join the fun at rivercats.com/family pack.
Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th. With Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical pool, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park 2. Brought to you by Shane Company, Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning, and the United States Marines.
For nearly 20 years since Barley Cavanaugh Golf Course opened near the banks of the Sacramento River, it's been Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Perry Dye of the famous Dye family of golf course architects designed the course to be an easy walk, but motorized carts are available as well. You and your friends of all abilities will find Barley Cavanaugh featuring a brand new tap room is a great place to play golf. After your round, relax on the outdoor veranda overlooking the course with a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit bartleycavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
Did you know the average person walks 100,000 miles in their lifetime? It's true. That's a whole lot of stress, strain, and pressure ultimately put on 2 feet. Hi, DC Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store. As a spokesperson for Good Feet, I run into all sorts of surprising foot-related facts. Like despite relatively few Americans being born with foot issues, over time, 75% of all adults will experience painful foot or foot-related problems. By supporting all 4 arches of the foot, the Good Feet 3-step arch support system can help return your foot and whole body to its proper alignment. Come to the Good Feet store for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. It was a back-and-forth battle last night in Anaheim until the 6th inning when Mike Moustakas sent one into orbit.
And Moustakas with a long fly ball deep to right field. The Angels take the lead with a bomb. 3-run homer, Mike Moustakas.
The Giants went on to lose to the Angels 4-1, going 1-4 on their recent road trip in Anaheim and Oakland. Things don't get any easier for San Francisco as their next 9 games are against the Rangers, the Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Michael Lorenzen was recently traded to the Philadelphia Phillies from the Detroit Tigers, and his first home appearance in Philadelphia gave Philly fans something to cheer about.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field. Rojas sprinting it. He's under it. He has space. Makes the catch. And Michael Lorenzen has thrown the 14th no-hitter in Philadelphia Phillies history. He is being mobbed by his teammates as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 7-0.
How will the Kings stack up in the crowded Pacific Division this year? Our Kings beat writer Frankie Cardicelli has a Pacific Division roundup up now at Sactownsports.com. If you missed our interview with Sam Amick earlier today, you can catch it at Sactownsports.com. That came to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
A's and Giants off today. We'll get to what to watch here in a second because we do have alternate programming coming up here.
What?
Yeah, things to watch as a matter of fact. Don't forget, Whitey and Watkins will be in for an overcrowded crossover.
Yeah, it's true.
As a matter of fact. Oh, this is going to be awkward.
What?
Because Whitey's kind of like the older brother that always picks on me, but now my son's here. I don't want
I have to wear it.
Yeah, now pick on your son.
My kid.
Yeah.
I want to deal with that. That's a good point. Yeah, just throw it to him. In the meantime, how are we doing, Streak?
Okay, well, let's check in on the crew, see how we are doing. Dave, you were stubborn. You're like, I'm going to go with Christian Yelich.
I am.
I've tried. It hasn't worked before. You were at a streak of 3, which is officially a streak. Trying to get to 4 with Christian Yelich.
0 of 2 this year for me is Christian Yelich. Oh, God. Are you serious?
I'm not. You got a hit. You got a couple of hits.
Christian Yelich! Yeah, baby!
There you
That's
go.
a streak.
You're at 4.
I'm at 4.
Nice job.
That's excellence, pal, right there. That's what we do.
I was halfway to the show record of 10.
You were.
I was at 5.
You were.
And I went with the hot offense of the Atlanta Braves and Matt Olson, former A. First time I picked Matt Olson. Every single player on the Braves lineup got a hit.
No way.
With the exception
No way.
of Matt
Are you
Olson.
serious?
Ooh, you suck.
Sorry, it's over. It's over now. It's over.
The streak is over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he had like 15 or 16 hits. I looked at him like, yes. Wait, really? I think he had like 3 walks.
Maybe he thought he was playing for the A's again because the
Yeah.
A on his cap.
He got confused.
Apparently, and that's his mother's baseball crush.
No.
Matt, more like
It's a lot of people's mother's baseball crush.
I think you're right. He's very big amongst the moms.
He's a handsome man.
That is actually, I mean, it's not funny, Jason.
But it's
but
hard to do.
Kind of funny. Like, literally, they had 15 hits.
Look, they all got hits.
I mean, he walked 3 times.
He did. He got on base. He
Hey,
scored.
new rule: if you walk 3 times, more counts as a hit.
No,
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately.
I tried.
it's not on base percentage streaking.
Yeah.
It should be.
Trying to get hits.
Why not?
And Jay was picking against those A's.
Yeah,
Jay
he
was at 1, trying to get to a streak of 2.
2.
And he went with Adolis Garcia from
Now-
the Texas Rangers.
Second time I've gone with Adolis Garcia against the A's. First time he failed me, but couldn't happen 2 times in a row, right?
They're playing the A's,
Yeah.
right? You're in
Come
good
on,
shape.
Adolis Garcia.
Except for this time.
No.
Sorry, it's over.
It's over.
It's over now.
It's over. It's over.
It's over.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So
I don't like this game anymore.
Jay and I are restarting. Dave, a lot of pressure on you with 4, trying to get to 5. And Mason's going to play today, too. So.
Well, and just FYI, the Modesto Nuts yesterday went absolutely nuts. They scored 20 runs against the Ports, 21 hits. They had 2 different guys have 5 hits on the day.
them.
A couple of 4 hits. And then I don't know what his first name is, but their left fielder, Perez.
Yeah, him.
0 of 5 with 4 strikeouts.
Oh, Perez.
Everyone else got
Send him back.
multiple hits in the lineup.
Send him back down to rookie ball. Am I right?
You're right. Mason, son of mine, my favorite son, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's nice.
I told you. Now, look, I'm on a 4-game hitting streak. I'm 3 away from my record. I am 7 away from breaking the show record. And this is very serious. I asked you to pick somebody who you thought would get a hit in the game today. And you picked?
It was really funny because I was going to pick Matt Olson.
Oh.
Well,
he might get a hit today.
But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to say Randy Arozarena.
Oh, no.
That's a family favorite.
It's only worked, I think, once out of all the times you've picked him this year.
Are you
guys
doing
don't
that
remember?
today?
Wasn't Randy Arozarena the one I swore off last time?
No, you picked him again.
No,
and
it was a Rise.
Oh, it was Luis
Yeah.
Arise. Okay, I was like, oh my God.
No, that was
all
a
the
Rise
people.
Arena.
A Rise, not a Rosarena. Okay, all right. Randy Rosarena. Hey, Rosarena.
Hey.
All right.
All right, so Randy Rosarena.
To you.
Yeah, it's good. Who is it to?
You.
No. I thought he was picking for me.
Which I think is better.
No, yeah, he's picking for me. So I am taking Randy Rosarena.
Okay,
Sorry.
got it.
Yeah, we're teaming up on that.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Jay might do the same, very same pick because I'm not messing around. I got to get going here. I'm going to Mookie Betts.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You're really?
Yeah.
You're both going Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts is my slump buster.
Yes.
Great out of context.
Yeah, that's a promo. Mookie
You're
Betts
a promo.
and the Dodgers. By the way, we already
Dodgers.
have day baseball, by the way, is the Astros and
I should've
Orioles.
cheated.
But unfortunately, there are no hits currently.
I shouldn't have cheated.
in that
Wait, there's a no-hitter going?
2 no-hitters, as a matter of fact. Oh, the Dodgers are taking on the Rockies today. Mookie Betts will be facing Ty Blach with a 4.85 ERA.
Ty Blach.
Mookie Betts making a late push for that NL MVP. Don't think he gets it. I think Acuna Jr. still gets it,
Mookie
but
Betts is trash.
wow, okay.
Football. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Are you ready
A couple
for
of games
football?
to watch tonight, right?
Texans and the Patriots.
Oh my.
4 p.m. Vikings and the Seahawks. And those both those games, hopefully y'all get NFL Network because that's where those games are. Tomorrow, what a wonderful way to bring in the weekend, as you can do that with 6 preseason games. Would this work, especially in a weekend like this, if you ran it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because there's multiple games? Would it make you feel any better about watching preseason if they did a preseason red zone?
I know why you're asking, but it feels like that should just be for the regular season.
But what if they had
it would be better,
right? Like instead of Scott Hansen, bring back Andrew Siciliano for good old times. Maybe that's an insult to him,
or maybe someone not as good,
right?
Because it's preseason.
An up-and-comer.
Yeah,
I know exactly who. I know. You know what? Tell me you wouldn't watch this preseason NFL Red Zone hosted by Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg, just like the Olympics.
Yeah.
I'd watch.
Let them
throw in
roll
Martha
in.
Stewart.
It's one of the rare occasions where the commentary would be more. You're tuning in for the commentary, not the game.
If, by the way, you want to go down a fun rabbit hole, just Google Kevin Hart, Snoop Dogg, and Olympics.
Yeah,
because it's some of the funniest thing. By the way, when's the next Olympics? Is that winter next?
No, next year, summer 24.
Is it really? Are we already back to the sun? Oh my god!
Yeah, it just seems fast because remember 20 happened in 21.
I don't even remember. Wow.
Will men's basketball get the goal?
Where is this one?
I know 28's LA.
Yeah.
I don't know where 24 is.
Really? We don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Decided.
Not blaming you guys.
You kind of are.
No. I don't know either. That's fair. 2024 Olympics. Let's find this live on radio here. The 2024 Olympics.
Paris.
Oh, it's going to be in France.
Oui.
Nobody likes France.
What are you talking about? That baguette.
France is overrated.
Rudy Gobert.
That's your sticking spot right there.
Evan Fournier French.
Might be.
I think he is. Tony Parker.
Well, and then the 2020 the Winter Olympics. Am I seeing this right? Are these in Italy? Well, that's dumb.
Well, they got to go somewhere.
Yeah,
what with Italy?
They're going from France to Italy.
So?
Shake it up.
That is, they're different
like
countries.
A mile away from each other.
That's not true.
No, you got to change.
On my map, they're only this far.
You got to change. Italy is basically the greater French area.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's how it works.
You sound very anti-Europe right now.
I'm just saying, I'm here for other continents.
Well, I think you got to work on the geography project with Mason.
Throw one down in Australia. Mix in some Africa. Maybe we've never had an Olympics in Antarctica.
We never have.
Here's the thing. Guarantee you they could do all the events in the Winter Olympics in Antarctica.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big attendance.
Favorite type of Olympics, Mason, summer or winter?
Oh, that's tough.
Is it really, though? Is that a tough question?
Well, winter.
He likes curling. He mentioned curling.
He did mention curling
Does
earlier.
have curling.
Yeah.
I'd have to say winter.
Really?
Wow,
I'm
a
a
stunner.
summer. Yeah, I'm a summer Olympic guy.
Yeah, me too.
That is interesting. That is that is a genetic thing. With
What's this? This is the second curling reference you've made. Can you expound upon this love for curling?
You a big curling guy, buddy?
I don't. It's just when I watch it, I'm just really engaged. In
Yeah.
what's happening? Like they push the stone and they sweep in front of it, and then they hit the other stones.
Yeah.
And it's like a little target.
Why you say that? Stones.
Stones.
Yeah.
Well, he's originally from Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Didn't know that. Do you call soda pop?
That's just wrong.
Dude, Joe Jaros was in the YouTube chat the other day referencing soda as pop. I tried to have Simone ban
Is he a
him.
Midwest guy?
Yeah. Oh,
I
Joe,
know.
big Midwest
Where
guy.
in the Midwest?
I believe Iowa.
Oh, you know
Via
what?
Chicago.
You know what Iowa stands for? I always say, idiots out wandering about.
Wow.
I didn't make it
Again,
up.
he's there via Chicago, so it's an interesting mix there.
Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, an interesting mix of characters roll in. As we wrap up with a crossover with Whitey and Watkins, we'll have celebrity birthdays. And what national holiday is it today? We'll wrap everything up with those fellers next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Speaking of Winnie the Pooh, would you say that on Wednesdays you have a little Eeyore in you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Big Eeyore energy for sure. That guy's sad. That guy's
He's
really
a little-
sad.
yeah,
he's a little sad. But yeah, I try and channel my Eeyore as best as I can.
All right. All right. But that's only on Wednesdays.
That's only on Wednesdays, though. Yeah.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey. Hey, dude, you got to clap. Come on. Yeah, ready to clap. There you go. Hello, everybody.
Go team.
Yeah, absolutely. Whitey, Watkins, Whitey.
Hey.
How are you? How are y'all?
Good.
Yeah. Decent. Okay. It's fine. Well, let's get right to it then, since you guys are so talkative. I don't know where Bartlett is, but a Bartlett woman in the 500 block of Deer Park reported recently her box of Lucky Charms cereal was stolen.
What?
Yeah, that was that actually happened. That's not great. We also talked about Phil Mickelson wagering over $1 billion, according to a professional gambler named Billy Walters in his new book. $1 billion over the last 3 decades. Chris Watkins, do you buy that?
No.
You think he wagered more?
No.
All on the Vikings.
Also,
Hey, man.
we talked about you
Be a
today.
big winner.
You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, the no-hitter thing?
Yeah. It's going to be
I
rough.
don't have a problem with the feet. I just don't want to. If I go to a game, I just don't want to see one. I feel like, the narrative's been twisted here that I'm not a fan of no-hitters in general, and it's quite an accomplishment. But it's like if I were to go to a basketball game and Nikola Jokic has held to 0 points, sure, that's an accomplishment for sure, but that's not what I'm there to see.
But just to reiterate, because we asked this question earlier, if you had a choice between going to a game that had featured 10 home runs,
yeah,
or a game that you got to see a no-hitter, you would choose the 10 home runs.
Was the 10 home runs like was there an exciting home run? Like, did it come down to the end and there's a walk-off?
Sure.
Then
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, give me that drama and give me that
You
excitement.
understand that is an incredibly very
Bold.
narrow casted opinion. Like you're not going to have a lot of people on your. Not that it matters.
That's
just
fine.
a lot
I
of
mean, the
aren't
people
gonna
who disagree
that.
with me are baseball fans, and that's a dying breed anyway. So
He's not a baseball fan too.
maybe
Maybe
I'm the one who's right.
Neighborhood alert near my house yesterday. Someone's goat escaped onto Old Auburn near Sylvan.
Bad news.
Thank you. It's a white and brown female goat. Be on the lookout because I never got a follow up.
What's the goat's name?
And you know what? Did not share the
So Michael Jordan or Tom Brady?
Well, maybe LeBron James. There's a little bit of controversy there.
And we're off.
And we're off. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is World Lion Day. I don't know what to do with that. It's just World Lion
Shout out
Day.
Slamson.
That guy, that's probably because of Leo's, right? Right? Because we're entering the Leo month. Yeah, okay.
Strong.
It's National Connecticut Day. That's dumb.
That is.
But here's one that interested me. It is National S'mores Day. I didn't realize s'mores were like a controversial thing. His mother hates.
How did you say that?
Yeah, he says it really like
That's
there's
the
an
really
apostrophe
controversial
in there.
thing is the way you say it.
You say it like some mores.
S'mores?
S'mores.
S'mores?
No.
No.
S'mores.
S'mores?
Yes.
Yeah, but you
It's
like
not like
s'mores.
Simone. It's
Yeah,
s'mores.
there you go.
S'more?
No.
Oh my God! I just completely had it's not deja vu. You know how like you suppress memories and oh my God! I don't even know if you're going to remember this. I got brutalized like the first year into my radio, whatever you want to call it, career, because I dared to roll in on the morning. I was basically like Kyle Ledbetter before Kyle, just rolling in and annoying the hell out of everybody in breaks. And I did that with you guys. Do you remember trashing me for my pronunciation of miracle?
No,
Do you remember this whole? It was you.
You say it beautifully now.
FP.
This was someone else.
And I think because I said miracle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's wrong.
And Whitey's like, what are you, moron? It's miracle, you idiot. Kill yourself. And I'm like, wait, what? And they just,
think I said that.
well, I'm
different
paraphrasing.
times.
But I got hammered for the pronunciation of miracle. Miracle.
You have it right.
Mir, like Frank Mir.
Yeah.
Miracle. But I said miracle.
Hey, these s'mores are delicious.
S'mores.
Miracle.
1-800-920-1140. S'mores or s'mores?
S'mores.
And we're all in agreement on that? I could be
Yes.
wrong.
Yeah.
Unless it's S
You're definitely
apostrophe.
wrong.
How do you pronounce it?
S'mores.
Yeah, shut
Yeah.
up. Boom. So today is National S'mores Day. S'mores.
S'mores.
One of those words you don't want to say too many times, or else it sounds wrong.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Listen,
Whoa.
birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. Nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Whitey Gleason.
Have a crumble, they're so good. We, your taste buds, wish you would.
Why did you adjust your headphones when you started singing? Did that hurt your ears? I thought he did quite well.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're
Jason
a
Ross.
mean one.
Mr. Grinch.
Hey, first off, happy birthday tomorrow to Carmichael Dave.
Hey.
76?
Yeah, close.
66.
95.
Mason?
You're playing.
Yeah.
58.
Okay.
That is correct. I will be
Correct. All of
58
them.
years
Yeah.
old
There we go.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. 58 long years.
All right. Happy birthday to Kylie Jenner.
Kendall's sister.
Yes. No. There's a point in my life where I definitely would
Is this
have
the
known
young one?
Yes.
Okay. 23.
28.
What'd you say, Jay?
28.
You said 24?
No, she's younger. Yeah, I'll say 24.
How old is she?
24
Say
sounds
them
right.
37?
Oh, there's
37.
They're 36.
All right. Correct answer is 26.
Oh, in the middle. Yeah, 20.
Well done. Okay.
Good job,
Well,
guys.
I think the whole thing is
Good gender knowledge.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
General knowledge.
Happy birthday to John Morant.
Ah.
Ja Morant.
26.
I think that's the right answer.
25.
Say 24. Yeah.
I'm going to say 25 as well. Ja Morant, how old is he?
23.
All right,
guess.
we're all over the board. We've got a correct answer, and it belongs to
Chris Watkins, 24.
Oh, God. Darn it.
That's great.
Dang it. All the heck.
Good for you.
Happy birthday to Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Oh, he was in the new Indiana
Shrek.
Jones movie, I think. And he looked super old, too. It made me sad.
Who was he married to for the longest time?
Salma
Melanie
Hayek.
That's
Griffith.
right.
Or was it Melanie Griffith? Oh, you're right.
It was Melanie.
Who the hell was married to Salma Hayek? Somebody.
I wish me.
Someone fortunate.
Antonio Banderas is 68 years old today.
Actually, he's 72.
Oh.
Maybe
Well,
that guy.
you're both wrong. He's 70 flat.
It's funny because all three of you were wrong. 74.
Hey, how old is Antonio Banderas?
78.
78, says the kid.
All right.
Good thing he's
Well,
got 9 lives.
the correct answer is 63.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Antonio.
So Antonio was wrong.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I win that one? I think I did, but
Yes.
not really.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Jake Stone. Now, who's Jake Stone?
Who's Jake Stone?
He's Jake from State Farm.
Oh!
The
Commercials
new
you
one?
see. Yeah, the new one.
Okay. All right. Not the
Well, who was the old one?
He was
The guy on the phone.
Yeah, he had.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
on the
Oh,
phone.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Hearing
Yeah.
khakis.
Yeah.
She sounds hideous. Well, she's a guy.
Who's more angry, that guy, or wasn't there an original co-host on American Idol for a year with Ryan
Yeah,
Seacrest?
yes.
Brian
Dunkelman.
Dunkelman.
Yeah, who's like that should be a reality show.
Yeah.
People that just
Dunkelman and
Missed call.
100%.
Yeah, huge hit.
He's hideous. Jake, by the way, this is easy. Jake is 39.
No,
Yes.
Yeah, simple.
much younger.
Easiest.
34.
He's only 33 today. Future's ahead of
Say
him.
35.
I say 35 too.
Oh,
Dave for the win, 38.
Oh,
damn.
yeah. Easy.
How'd you just like you know him or
Yeah.
something?
Happy birthday to Andre Drummond.
Ooh.
He's still playing, huh?
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of.
Loved when he got adopted on Different Strokes.
Yes.
Andre Drummond is 30.
Mm-mm.
32.
33.
He's like 28.
The hell's on the drum?
31.
30.
We have a correct
He's
answer.
under 30.
It was submitted by Jay Mars,
No.
30.
30.
Wow.
Wow.
Jay.
How embarrassing for Chris Watkins.
Yeah, Chris is over there like
He
20
said
down.
he
Like,
was low.
you guys are
Shot.
idiots.
Guaranteed it.
Angie Harmon. Happy birthday to Angie Harmon.
That like Mark Harmon's wife or something?
No,
I thought it was Jason Sehorn's wife. Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. She's on like Cars and or not Cars in Order, Law and Order.
Cars in
Cars in
Order.
Order.
Sorry, hey, thinking on the fly.
Some more.
Don't. Angie actually, I do know this. Angie Harmon's a family friend. She is 62.
That's
Wow.
what I was going to say, and I'll just double down on it. 62.
Yeah, she's 62.
No, Angie Harmon's only 55.
I believe Dave, 62.
How old is your Aunt Angie?
Dance?
Angie, yeah, you know, she comes over for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Angie Harmon.
48.
Yeah, not close.
What did you say, Jay?
55?
Mason for the win, 51.
Nice.
Come on.
You know your Aunt Angie.
Happy birthday to
Angie.
Michael Bivens from Belle
Belle
Biv
Biv
DeVoe.
DeVoe. Boys to Men, ABC, BBD.
Yep, those guys.
Oh, God, this will make me sad. Is he like 63? Probably. That's
Yeah,
lame.
59. Good news, Dave. He's
I
only
hope-
59.
I hope you're
I was
right.
just on the phone with him last night.
58.
60.
56.
56.
We've got two in a row for Mason, 55.
Yeah, Michael Bivens, his favorite member of Belle Biv DeVoe. DeVoe's overrated.
Happy birthday to former boxer Riddick Bowe.
Oh,
One of the more underrated boxers, dare I say, of all time. Dare I say again twice? This generation's Marvin Hagler. Just
You
went
said
under
it.
the radar. I said it twice. And Whitey, I don't know if you knew this. We had him on the show yesterday to celebrate his birthday early. Riddick Bowe is 57.
no.
He was lying to you about his age because he's actually 61.
I think he's 62.
I don't know who this is, so he's
Oh,
59.
God, of course you don't.
Dwayne Bowe's cousin.
Yes.
How old is Riddick Bowe, pal?
53.
53.
Chromebook to Dave with the win, 56.
Yeah.
for
Well, he
Riddick Bowe.
did lie, though.
Yeah, he did.
I think he maybe should be 57 next year.
Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday to Dalvin Cook.
Florida State's Dalvin
Mr.
Cook.
Vikings fans, you get this
28.
27.
20. I'm going 28 with the Vikings.
He's
fan. I'll
28.
double down.
All these 28s.
26.
We have a correct answer. It's 28.
Yeah,
All you guys
cheated.
got it.
Cheated. You guys
You're welcome.
cheated.
Who
And the-
cheated?
The
You
last
two.
one.
You cheated.
Last one. John Starks.
Oh, yeah.
Why do we
Iron
have-
Man's
You know
cousin.
the injury he sustained that he will. I've talked about on the radio. It's. It's called testicular torsion. And
Wow.
he had it.
Ow.
And you ask
Just
about
those
it, yeah.
words together.
And it's just what it sounds like.
Starks. Warriors legend John Starks.
Torsion. Like he pulled.
Like
oh! John Starks.
50, despite the torsion, which makes him appear older than
Right, yeah.
He's 58.
You took mine. I'll go 58 as well.
Yeah, he's 59. You should have known that.
56.
How old is he?
57.
We have a correct answer.
That's mine.
Nope, it's Whitey and J. Mars, 58.
Well done.
We are Starksologists here at Sactown Sports.
Oh, that's your phrase.
Yeah.
Phrase that pays.
It is the phrase that pays.
Torsion. Ouch.
Yeah.
Any good dead people that were celebrating a birthday today?
I didn't write them down.
Supposed
Saw
to
how that
bad
works.
dead people. What
Yeah.
are we doing here?
There is bad dead people,
Oh,
David.
that's a great point. What's going on today, guys?
Today, you got to check out my video, by the way, on Twitter if you haven't already. It's really spared no expense in putting together. Am I right, Chris?
Yeah, Michael
Putting
Bay
together.
directed it.
Wow.
Oh, heavy production value.
Explosions all over the place.
Wow.
Mr. Baseball Mark Kreidler will be along.
Yeah, okay.
Do the Giants have any kind of shot at Ohtani? We will find out.
Wow. Have
Also-
you? Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted.
I was trying to answer your question, but go ahead.
Oh, you said also?
Yeah.
Also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you run your Ohtani take by Mark Kreidler?
My Ohtani take is
That he
it's
sucks.
like
He's
the
terrible.
Earth itself and the ocean. It's evolving. It's changing. Yeah.
Anytime.
Guy Haberman today, and also today, there's a member of the 75th anniversary team, the NBA anniversary team. He began his career in the Kings organization. His jersey is not retired by anybody. We need to fix that.
Somebody needs to stand up for Mark Olberding, and I'm glad you're doing it. That's right. Whitey Gleason, Chris Watkins. Guys, I'll see you on Monday.
Happy
Gone
birthday.
Today. Hey, good job today, dude. Okay, way to go. For Jay Mars, for Jason Ross, for my son Mason, I'm Carmichael Dave. Whitey and Watkins next, right here on Sactown Sports.
The Kings preseason schedule is out, and Sactown Sports